Welcome to stream. Wow, what a great day in history, in the week, in your life. I know it's a great day in my life. I'm so excited for today. I like when everything starts happening at the same time because it means that I am not to blame. I actually can't control everything. So if everything starts happening at the same time, it makes me feel like it's so far beyond outside of my control that it must be the right thing. And that means today I'm wearing I decided to dress to match the economy. That's right. I'm your 401k Americans. Oh God in heaven. Yep, everything's happening like on the macro scale. This is fine. Like this is all happening, but all at the same time. I guess this is fine. I guess this is business as usual. Anyone who's opened up a history book is like, yep, right on schedule. Right on schedule from like the previous chapter's setup. And then on top of that, I had a falling out with a friend. He's a guy friend, so like this isn't super duper expected, but he reached out and he sent me the most like weird threatening message. I was like, okay, that's number 2. So we had like the big macro thing of the entire economy collapsing over here in North America. And then also it seems like Europe is getting tugged on as well. Who knows what it's going to be like for Asia? How are you doing, Australia? These are genuine questions. And then that like weird sort of nasty message from an ex-friend. I don't like that at all. But that was there. I was like, okay, number 2, bad things come in threes. And then this morning, I get a text message from the Big Turk. I get like a paragraph from the Big Turk, and he's saying words like, I miss you, and I think about you a lot. And in my mind, and in my heart, and in my body, I just go, that's too much. There's the third one, and this is all too much now. I couldn't possibly. How low can you guys? Obviously, you've never been to an InvaderVie stream before. The audio can go so much lower. It's mostly because the microphone is like literally a fucking mile away from me. But I can bring it closer. I just, I'm focused on other things, like getting this tea into my body. Not necessarily like getting you guys any closer to any of my senses. Hot. That's so hot. It's too hot. I don't like that. No, thank you. No, thank you. Too hot. Okay. That's gonna sit here for a little while. That's too hot. Oh. That's too hot. I know the feeling. I had a great weekend alone, says Ritus. Baby! Tell me all about it. Well, wait. I know one part of your weekend alone. Hold on. How do I want this pillow? Maybe just. Oh, it's Alan's goo! You know what? It's not just Alan's goo. It's, I forgot that I moved this chair closer. It's not just Alan's goo. It's all of our goos. It's everyone's goos. Goos for yous. Hello, goos. You know what? Oh my God. I'm trying to get less stressed. And you know what? And you can see. There's places in your body that you hold tension that you can't even imagine. You can't even imagine. So I'm trying to like get less disconnected from my body. And part of that is becoming more connected with my feet. And like here, can you begin to imagine what it feels like to start working through tension that you hold into this part of your foot, which is how do you isolate? Thank you, Chubby. Beginning to think of, and as I'm talking about it right now, I'm like, this is so like stigmata, the fucking wounds of Christ, where you're like, yeah, let me just focus on the like innards of these very, very complicated appendages. My appendages, We hold so much tension in our hands, and then we also hold so much tension in our feet without realizing, very subconsciously. I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, like, can you stand up and can you bend over? And can you touch your toes from standing? Can you get into a squat, like a small little squat? All these parts of our body, we think like, oh, well, no, my hips are too tight. I couldn't possibly do this. Couldn't possibly do this, that, or the other thing. My hips are far too tight. And I'm not denying that. Yeah, your hips are tight, absolutely. But getting your hips open, relaxing various parts of your body. I tried talking about this like a little bit last week, but it's a difficult concept to sort of get out into words, basically. But this idea that our bodies aren't buttons that we can push and go from stressed to relaxed. It's just, we're not that automatic, not even a little bit. We're much more organic, which is to say slowly and in tiny steps than, you know, one or the other, relaxed, stressed. That's how we like to think about things, because that gives us a very, very intense sense of control and comfort. If we feel like we're understanding the extremes of any situation, what more do you need to understand? The difficulty is that we almost never continuously exist in extremes, which means we need to start getting comfortable with the middle of it. And the middle of it isn't relaxed or stressed, it's like in the middle of relaxed and stressed, which often means kind of leaning more into one side and then more into the other side, but not falling fully into either. So thinking about the way that we hold tension in our hands and our feet, and what I'm realizing is, I think less than an off and on button of our bodies, it's a lot more like gridlock. Do you remember the children's game Gridlock? It's a really, really popular online game. It's a very, very popular like children's board game where basically you have many, many various pieces aligned in a grid of different sizes, and they can move in different directions. And the entire point of the puzzle is to slowly, methodically shift all the pieces around the puzzle board until you're able to get the singular key piece out, which would be like the quote-unquote stress, the tension in your body. They also remind me, if you guys have any of these, my mother had them growing up. I don't know if we still have them though, but puzzle boxes are similar to that as well. How do you open a puzzle box? Our bodies are puzzle boxes. It is not a light switch that we can just like flick on and off at all, not even close. Our bodies are much more like puzzle boxes. The idea that like you're gonna be able to bend over and touch your toes, or like curl yourself up into a pretzel, is something that is not going to be accomplished all at once. Just like, oh good, you just did it. Every person who's ever done it has had to slowly work towards it and move this a little bit over here, and then that opens up the ability to sit up even taller here, and then you have to push this over here, and then that makes you want to sort of sit down lower in your body, which feels like the opposite, but it's actually the same thing. And all these little bits and pieces, I mean, if we're lucky, we can connect with our bodies in this way. I feel like so many of us are not. I mean, we're watching the fucking world as we know it just, like, I don't want to say implode, but I also don't know what other word to use for what is happening. Okay, Rydas had a great dinner out on Friday night. Slept in as much as they wanted on Saturday. They went to the mall on Saturday evening and bought some stuff and had dinner at a restaurant, then came home and played Silent Hill 3 until 3 a.m. when I beat it, and then on Sunday just took it slow, went grocery shopping, made some food for dinner. Rydas! Rydas, I love it. And then you watch The Substance, yes. And then yes, Rydas watched The Substance. I'm so happy that you saw The Substance. So good, such a great movie. Like terrifying and funny. Really, really amazing soundtrack. Just an excellent story. It's so I like it so much. I see really, really intense parallels between the way that the director of The Substance, is her name Coralie? Coralie? She's French. Coralie Fergay? Fergay? I have no idea how to pronounce her name out loud. I feel really bad I didn't watch the Oscars. Even when they were saying out the like nominations, I was like, I'll just read it on Reddit who won. But then I realized, I was like, oh, you don't know how to pronounce any of these names. You don't know how to pronounce any of these names. And I never will. Shh, I don't want to know. I'll figure it out eventually. Just stick around. I love it. She did such a beautiful job of crafting a modern, mature fairy tale. As I was watching it, I was just like, this feels like such a fucking fairy tale. Every part of this feels like a fairy tale. You're introduced to the princess, who is being held down in her position, which should be empowering, but isn't empowering. It's actually the exact fucking opposite. She's being held up in a position of power, and that's actually crushing her into a fucking nothingness until she goes through the transformation, and she did the kind of opposite of of what the evil queen does. And then kind of leans really, really hard into the evil queen. I noticed so much of Snow White in the substance, actually, which is a little bit why I was like, oh, that's how you do this. That's how you do a live action Snow White, is you give it like a really, really fresh perspective on what is beauty. How far will you go for beauty? How far will you twist yourself? And that's one of the best and most beautiful parts of Snow White, is that the evil queen, it's so crazy. She's overcome by her own insecurity. That's it. It's not actually that Snow White is so fucking beautiful. The mirror basically is like, one day she will become fairer than you. And that's just the God's honest truth. That's not a threat. I don't think the mirror was actually trying to fuck with the queen's insecurities. He was telling her something like how, like how my mom was like, there's no such thing as Santa Claus. Oh, welcome back, Dimzar. Welcome for 4 months in a row. There's inspiration from the picture of Dorian Gray as well. Oh, yes. Oh, very, very Dorian Gray, yeah. Hiding away the version of yourself that's taking on this fucking incredible toll. And we all do. And we all do. We all do hide away that version of ourselves that takes that toll. Feels really terrifying to try to connect with people because they get a peek at that which you try to hide, obviously. Oh, moderators, ban that guy. I hate being spoken to in that way. Oh no, you guys, I can't stress enough. Please do not just like casually tell people what to do. If you want to encourage somebody to do something that you enjoy, I think there's so many good ways of encouraging somebody to do something that you want to enjoy. I really, really don't think the best way of doing that is being like, oh, what are you doing? Don't do that. Do what I want. I tried that. It didn't work for me. And if it didn't work for me, I can't imagine how somebody like you is going to make it work. No offense. But let's be honest, guys. I tried it out and it wasn't going to work. Oh my God. Oh, geez. Okay. Hey, yo, man cap, I need to, just 1 second. I love the messages that you write to me every time. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think you've maxed it out. I think you've nailed it, my dear. One of the best things that I learned in school, when I went to school to learn how to perform, and I love performing, it feels so wonderful to me. The best part of performance is finding what feels natural, absolutely, and I think you've done that, and then doing it to the best of your ability, and then seeing what else you got. It's getting a bit repetitive. There's only 5 days of the week, and it's all the same words over and over and over again, and it's nice that you're giving me a tongue twister. I'm over it. I'm just a little bit over it. I'm probably not going to read those anymore. This happened also with a woman in my neighborhood. There's like this little old lady in my neighborhood, and... Why, Bao, your timing is perfect. Every time she sees Bao, she goes... Is that my baby? Is that my baby? And then my dog just starts barking like fucking crazy. Like, bark, 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 bark. Because this woman has done this with my dog since she was a baby puppy. Like, since Bao was a tiny baby puppy. This woman has been like, you're my baby. And then this woman, this grandmother age woman, she's like very, very old. She's in her 70s or 80s. She will stand and bark at my dog, and my dog will be jumping around and screaming. She'll be trying to reach down to pet my dog, and my dog hates being pet by strangers. Just like, don't even, to be honest, don't try to even touch my dog. She looks like she wants you to pet her, and she'll get close to you because she likes getting close to you. But my dog is like, no, don't touch. She doesn't want to be touched by strangers. Is that a liter of tea? It is. It is. I had to let it cool down a little bit. Now it's perfect. So this grandmother, and to be very honest, I think I've been astoundingly patient, because it's been the better part of a decade that this grandmotherly woman, when I take my dog for a walk, has been riling up my dog, and I'm standing in front of her, and this woman is barking at my dog, and my dog is barking at her, and I'm not involved. And it feels so weird for a stranger on the street to have a personal ritual with my dog that I'm not a part of. I loved it at first. I really, really did, actually. I thought it was really cute that her and this lady had this cute thing. Oh my God. So I can't anymore. The last time I saw her, she was just getting my dog more and more riled up, and then it clicked for me that I was like, my dog is 7 years old. She's gonna be turning 8 this year. This will never end unless I end it. And I was like, okay, I have to stop you. That's enough. Have a good day. Goodbye. And I walked away from her. And then later that day, or maybe later that week, I was walking myself back from errands, walking towards my house. And I bumped into her because she's my neighbor. She didn't even look at me. I was like, oh yeah, she really just loves my dog. And that's great. I have nothing against her really liking my dog. That's good. That's nice. But, I was like, this woman won't even look me in the eye unless I have my dog. And when I have my dog, is just kind of doing this whole, I was like, that's enough of that. That's enough of that. I can't handle it anymore. It's also just, I imagine, so irritating for everyone on the street. Because I know what it's like to hear dogs barking on the street. I hear them as well. Our houses are insulated, but we love having the windows open in Canada. Oh, yeah. Never again. And then it's difficult because part of me is like, oh, you're burning bridges. Why are you being such a grumpy curmudgeon, you know? Why am I being such a grumpy curmudgeon? This woman is just having a moment of joy with my dog. And the truth is, that can be true, but it doesn't make sense that this woman's moment of joy with my dog needs to come at a considerable amount of stress before, during, and after for me. That's not how that works. Not even on Sundays. I definitely get the feeling that this woman believes that she has a very personal, private relationship with my dog, and just doesn't realize that my dog is like this to every single person who gives her any amount of attention outside of the house, because my dog has realized that if people start interacting with you on the street, sometimes they'll give you treats. Sometimes they'll literally just give you treats. My dog is just doing it because sometimes you get treats. That's it. Yeah, this woman doesn't actually, it was just such a great, I get to, oh, thank you for subscribing. Oh, did you subscribe so you could talk? Yeah, you subscribed so you could talk. You guys should start gifting subs so you could blow that load that you've been jerking yourself off up into. I don't even know the words anymore. Sorry, I'm so out of practice. How do I talk about your jerk-offs? Your jerkings offums? I spent all weekend not thinking about your penises. I am out of practice. I'm out of practice. Oh, jeez. It's crazy how it's not like riding a bicycle. Brescian says, maybe the ritual isn't between her and your dog at all. Maybe she gets her jollies off making you watch, like Greg, unintentionally vague White Lotus reference. Oh, you know what? I didn't watch this season, and I don't feel like I missed out on anything, really spectacular. I feel like the best parts of the seasons filtered onto Reddit, which was mostly just, the reactions of the individual characters, hearing what the other characters have been getting up to. That's basically it. That monologue was pretty good. I watched that part. Yeah. I don't know, White Lotus. Oh, yeah. So then, yeah, now I'm thinking, so my ex messaged me today. He sent me the I'm thinking about you paragraph. And part of me... Part of me is so excited. Part of me feels so happy and so loved and so seen. Oh my God. You guys, it's like playing Guess Who. It's like playing Guess Who Dating is like playing Guess Who. You're literally trying to figure out, is the person sitting across from me the person like in the tray in front of me? Do these line up? And then getting that message like years after we've broken up. We broke up well over a year ago. Getting that like, I'm still thinking about you text message is like, I was right. I did know you. I could see you in front of me and I could see you on the board in front of me. I had both perspectives. I fucking knew it. Sorry. Wow. Oh my God. And what I knew was that like, it was like we did feel a lovely special connection. That's what's real. And that's what I wanted and needed the confirmation of. That he also felt it. It was love and it was real. It's not happening again, ever. What it makes me feel happy about realizing that yes, he like, when he said I loved you, he really meant it because he even feels it when I'm gone. Or he's like a scary manipulator and I'm in danger. Multiple things can be true. But also that when I love somebody, that is a true feeling. My love is true as well. I've always really doubted my own senses and like, was that relationship authentic or was it not? Hello, it's been a while since I was here. Hello, yeah, I don't recognize your username at all, unfortunately, so, not to say that you weren't missed, but your absence didn't cause us any grief, and I'm sure there's some solace to be taken in that. Oh, it's good. Yeah, that's great. Oh, guys. Interesting. Sorry, the moderators are just chatting. I'm thinking about how it's just too much. It's too overwhelming. How are we supposed to handle? Go get it. How are we supposed to handle economic turmoil abroad and at home? As well as the growing, looming threat of... It's so hard not to feel like we're not gearing up for another world war. I really, really did my best, you guys. I really did my best to not pay attention to any part of history class. Are you fucking kidding me? I was in high school. I was insane with anxiety and insecurity. I was not focusing on my schoolwork. I really did my best to not absorb any of those lessons. But they permeated. They did actually sort of take root in my mind. Because I do remember what leads up to gigantic global conflicts, and we got so close to World War III in the Bay of Pigs with the Cuban Missile Crisis. That was such a crazy. I remember learning about that. And it was an important lesson to recognize how close to the brink of annihilation we as humans will go. And for real, will go. So here we go. It's like, here we go, let's go. We can't have a world war, it's too expensive. Do you even understand how much imported weapon materials are? I love that you're talking like it's not the most favorite thing of so many fucking countries on this planet to just pour money into the military. Like you're literally saying, "Oh no, we can't go to war. That would mean that we get ice cream every day for dinner. That'd be terrible." The people who are being sent to war, like the ones who will be, tossed into the machine. That's how they make money off of wars. It creates this like really, really intense scarcity. It drives people. It turns off our higher reasoning. You guys, this is so funny. Are you arguing with me personally? I just want to point out. Are you actually arguing with me personally? Because I think you're responding in the wrong way, my dears. I think this is really, really sweet and lovely that you're giving yourselves this delusion, but that you're like, oh no, it's not profitable. No. It's not. It's too expensive. I'm just like, I'm not sure if you've noticed that, like, war has been used in the past to pull people out of economic crisis. It kind of turns into a situation where you can't afford not to go to war. So, number one, there's no such thing as money. Like, money doesn't really exist. Money is just debt, obviously. It doesn't really matter how, like, the debt's already there and it's already real, and that's excellent. What people go to war for isn't the, like, imaginary made-up money. It's for the natural resources. Yeah. And so there's tons of money to be made by taking over a country who is not grossly profiting and destroying their culture to get those natural resources. But if you invade that country, you don't care what happens to the people who live there. You just want their natural resources, and you can just create a, like, slave country to harvest those natural resources, and then you and your country get to be very, very happy and profitable. Like, this is what we're seeing in Russia with Ukraine. I don't understand how you guys are like, no. It's like, I mean, are you shells, to be honest? Are you shells? Are people paying you to keep this, like, really bizarre anti-truth narrative going of, like, there's no war. There's no war. So I think this is quite interesting. I just feel like we're really disagreeing because I'm not arguing, I am agreeing with you. But you said we can't have a world war, it's too expensive to... So, like, was that a joke then? Like, are you... Because, like, literally what you said was the opposite of what I said, and now you're like, but I'm not disagreeing with you. I feel a little bit like you're being kind of an asshole. Like, I'm not that stupid, sweetheart. I can also recognize when you're disagreeing with me. Yes, I was joking. Oh, okay. Well, it was so funny. Wow, it's good use of all of our time. Thank you for that. A world war is such a unique individual thing. It probably, like, who knows, in the history books that will come, hopefully, that will come hundreds of years from now, they might already say that it's already started. Like, it started when Russia invaded Ukraine. That was the beginning of, it could be seen. It could be declared. Who knows how the rest of the little while is going to shake out for us. But that's the thing. When World War I started, they didn't they didn't call it World War I, you guys. They called it the Great War. Because it was a brand new thing that nobody could have ever anticipated. We couldn't see it coming. People all around the world would have probably said the exact same thing that you're saying. That would be impossible. That could never happen. It would require a whole constellation of individual things coming together to create a great war in that way. And that forever and really, really, really terribly changed our humanity. War before the Great War was a very different thing. It was traumatized. It's terrible. Like, war's always been a terrible, terrible thing. There were the types of conflict that the, like, trench warfare, was that World War I or World War II? Now I'm getting them mixed up. The chemicals, like the technology that allowed it to be the Great War was so unprecedented we couldn't see. We just had no fucking clue how that was going to be. And then the idea that there would be a second one was just as unbelievable, basically. Yeah, trench warfare was in the First World War. It's nightmarish. Before that, wars had been... Oh, yeah. Oh, and I love this. Oh, I totally forgot. Sorry, I'm a woman. I forgot that war is men's favorite thing, and that no matter what I say, men are gonna be like, no, you're not exactly quite right in the wording that you said in that phrase right there. I would have perhaps put a comma in that spot, which would have made it accurate. And you're right. This is such a fucking, I shouldn't get too close into here. I guess I'm mostly just talking about, and I did preface all of this by saying I spent most of high school not paying attention. This is more just about understanding human conflict, and human conflict develops with humans, and what we're developing right now is like the new ways of managing the conflict. Absolutely. This is just a brand new style of conflict. I guarantee you guys, yes, we're not going to have World War II again. It's not going to be World War II. But the idea that how can Canada be happy and relaxed? How could anybody? And this is the reason why I'm like, why are you guys arguing so hard at me? Like, no offense, but read the room. Read the room, you guys. Do you not see what's happening? Putin in Russia said Russia will be a great country again, and Trump is going to help us do that. The American president is a Russian asset. The American president is tanking the American economy purposefully as a type of culture war, as a very, very intense, aggressive class warfare against their own people. And I mean, I guess it is fun and comfortable to just be like, I don't know, whatever you guys were saying before. Spamfish said some stuff about they didn't start World War I. They didn't start the Great War. They didn't start World War. Spamfish, what are you saying? To be honest, I'm getting the kind of feeling that like I'm being screamed at by like a person on the street. The sandwich board screamers. I don't know if you guys have them in your city, but there's like certain types of people who scream these things. In just like people who are going to get groceries faces, and it's like, yep, I hear you. I hear that you're very upset. I get it. This is so funny. I love that you guys are like, well, this is where it started. This is where it started. What a privileged perspective to take. Do you recognize that? Do you recognize that? It takes just a full smattering of privilege to be like, let's figure out where the blame goes. Motherfucker, we're trying to keep people alive right now. The blame goes with the orange-faced monster. And we don't need to start like really shifting underneath the surface of it. We can see his whole fucking cabinet of ghoulish monsters, all of them doing their terrible shit. They've been, enjoying the limelight. There have been 3 huge tinder boxes in the last 30 years that didn't ignite a world war, and that's all I'm just trying to discuss. Sorry for having an opinion on previous evidence. Okay. No worries, dude. That's cool. You're so cool. I'm like just literally so overcome with how cool this guy is that I'm like, well, chat, tell me how to respond to this cool guy. He's overwhelming me with how cool he is. I love the word previous evidence, which is distinct and separate from the future evidence, which is so important in criminal court cases. Your Honor, with the future evidence that will probably appear. You can just say evidence. You don't have to. But then this is, oh my God, there was a tweet. There was a fucking tweet. I can't remember exactly where it was from. But it was women on Twitter discussing how the second you get into a conversation with guys, they'll all of a sudden start speaking as if they are using a feathered quill from their perspective of, no matter, I see your perspective, but this is where, the evidence truly lies in the crucible of this conversation. It's just like, oh wow, I'm fighting with Shakespeare now. You can put down the feather quill, buddy. That's weird. Spamfish usually wasn't, was here, wasn't. And then this is the truth. I feel like I kind of always have my guard up with a lot of people, because just because they're speaking nicely to me does not mean that they are a nice person. This is what happens so often. There are guys who will come and speak to me, and they will speak nicely to me. And I have this really adorable, like, naive belief that people are inherently good. It's kept in balance with my, like, overwhelming traumatic fear that, like, everyone is a monster. I want to believe that people are good, so when they, like, kind of say something nice, I'm like, oh good, this is affirming my worldview that people are inherently good. And then you get guys who talk to you this way. They've had no previous timeouts. No, they've usually been like a pretty nice chatter and like pretty good. I think ultimately this conversation is not about what he was talking about, which is like frankly insulting and offensive and just like really narrow-minded. He's looking from a truly bizarre perspective, and that's the thing. This conversation is more about, to be honest, how I feel about this, which is I'm scared. I have fear that the circumstances in history that led to gigantic conflicts are repeating themselves now. And I have a very reasonable fear from the lived experiences of my own ancestors. Like, Russia didn't just like decide this decade that they wanted Ukraine. My Ukrainian grandparents fled Ukraine as refugees from Russians trying to fucking kill them. Like, this is not a problem that just started today, which is why the idea that like it's not gonna happen because look at all these other circumstances that have happened in the past. It's like those circumstances that happened in the past are contributing to what's happening today. Those don't just evaporate into the past. Mr. Voha says, it's all just a game for the powerful, and we're pawns, they move around the board. That feels like the truth to me as well, a little bit. A partner person saying that also. I mean, anyone can become a fucking Twitch streamer. Yeah, the partner badge does not change who you are. We're all just people. We destroyed the wrong enemy. Hello, my gorgeous queen. Hello, sir. You are always right, queen. I often am just stating my opinions. And yes, I do feel confident that my opinion is my opinion, and that I am entitled to state it, and to not have to argue with people about my opinion. And it's so sweet and wonderful that people come in and go, you're wrong because of all of these facts, and that's my opinion. It's like, oh, well, you're definitely not presenting your opinion like it's an opinion, my dude. You're definitely telling me to shut up and that you're right, and that's your opinion? Oh. Okay, well then I'm gonna say that back to you, and then they get mad. And then they get mad. It's crazy. I worry. Oh. Ah. Oh, this guy said, so what are your thoughts on, like, the elites being aliens? These types of conspiracy theories, ContraPoints did a really, really great YouTube video on them, which you can go watch. She'll be able to tell you far more beautifully than I am all the reasons why we deleted and why we don't talk. Yeah, it's those types of conspiracy theories where it's like, oh, there's a different species of people on the planet is really unhelpful, and it's we just get to ban those people and ignore them. I get it. It's so fun to believe in different things. It really is. It's addictive to feel like you're touching on the truth around you because there's so much chaos around us. But like, that does not mean for a second that jamming your face into shit and taking a big deep breath is gonna find you something real and true. No. There's definitely situations that are like outside of what feels right that are objectively not something that you need to fucking engage with. Class warfare, says Little Boss. All the elites are friends with each other behind the scenes. I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about a different chatter. You're not the only person here, my dude. Oh man, this guy says you should stop obscuring the actors. Pardon? Huh? So class warfare is definitely a huge problem. Basically, this is all just so fucking boring. This is just all so fucking boring. It's the same recycled garbage and nonsense that they've used over and over and over again. This idea that like immigrants are the real problem. They like to say that anyone who is different is the issue. Yeah, and then they start creating this like dangerous sense of difference instead of the uniting sense of difference, which is far more in tune with our humanity. Yeah. So, you two in chat are obviously having a little conversation. You can continue it in private. If you keep typing your stuff in my chat, we're probably just going to time you out and ban you so that you can actually focus on the conversation that you two seem to want to be having, which is not this conversation. I miss eating the maple cookies. They don't have them in the USA. Oh no, there's maple trees in the USA for sure. Do you guys not have cookie factories? We have cookie factories. Oh my god, everyone is just getting so crazy. That's okay. I'm allowed with you know what? I cultivated this craziness by starting this conversation and like even putting it in a little bit towards like I mean, I also don't think it's a conspiracy theory to be like, oh, the these crazy tariffs and this trade war is just exhausting to think about. When you get panicked, like when you see the global economy sort of collapsing around you, it turns off our higher functioning, our higher ability to reason. And that's why we're getting these comments in chat. Because most people who have thoughtful, intelligent brains get overwhelmed at these types of conversations. And they'll check out a little bit, they'll dissociate a little bit from it, or they'll, like, distract themselves with something else. Find something else that like arouses them in a more relaxing way. And then there are the stupid people who just are like, oh, this is my time to shine. I wasn't thinking before anyways. Wilson's stepbrother, go to New England. I was like in the like northeast of America, there have to be tons of maple trees there as well. Yeah. Oh, maple cookies are so good. That's true. Is it a coincidence that a trade war is like being waged while actual wars are happening? I think not. My conspiracy theory is that V exists outside this camera angle and is a real person that does stuff outside of Twitch. It's so crazy, I know. It is definitely overwhelming, and it's very embarrassing. I was thinking this morning about how such like a small group of people in the United States actually voted for this to happen, because a large percentage of eligible voters did not vote in the last election. And then a small portion of the eligible voters that did vote voted for Kamala. And then a slightly larger portion of the eligible voters that voted in America voted for Donald Trump. And now every single person on the planet has to deal with that fallout. And yeah, it sucks. It does not suck. Sorry, not that it does not suck. It does not feel good. It does suck. I got distracted because this person in chat is moderators. We can just ban this person who's like, now let's talk about the Titanic. That kind of sort of like energetic, unconnected energy is not particularly useful in conversations. This guy needs to go back to his string-covered workboard. Vermont has the most, but upstate New York has some as well. Yeah, New York feels like it's pretty fucking close, and so it would have a similar, like, biosphere. The issue is 26 million people voted, and we have 326 million residents. Yeah, it was. I saw that number as well. It was like 23 or 26% of, like, people voted such a small percentage, and now everybody's in trouble for it. Oh, yeah. I mean, with the state of the things coming at us from the news cycle, no wonder it's so fucking tempting just to like lay down back into the arms of my ex-boyfriend and just be like, yes, I want comforting, familiar safety. Ukraine is developing online passport ID systems and voting. It's easier for participation. That's exciting. That's lovely. Do you like to read Am I the Asshole posts on Reddit? And do you know Two Hot Takes? I think it's a podcast. I don't know exactly. But the way that people write on Two Hot Takes, and then often Am I the Asshole posts will get cross-posted onto Two Hot Takes. They'll like talk about, I love the podcast, I love this, I love that. And I'm like, oh, this is... I guess they like cultivate their content on Reddit and then use it for the podcast. Anyways, these, I love using it as a framing device to try to work out, like, am I overreacting? Am I being too emotional? How would I tell the story of this conflict? And then in the telling of the story, can I actually be a little bit objective about the motivations of all the people involved? And it's so hard. It's so hard. It's so hard. Okay, can we ban the guy who said, have you been working out your upper body? I really am not interested in these comments. Please don't talk to me this way. Ever. Ever. I am not your gym bro. I don't want to talk about bodybuilding with strangers on the internet. It just makes me feel so weird and uncomfortable. Anyways, going back to the Am I the Asshole stories. So like in this instance, I'm going to wrap up stream. I'm going to think about all the things that I said, all the things that I did, all the comments that people gave me. And like, yeah, sometimes the comments on my body, I'm like, am I being too sensitive about this? Am I really? And as soon as I start writing it out as an Am I the Asshole post, it's like, it's in the setup of the circumstances where I've already made my decision that if I was reading this from somebody else's perspective, I'm like, no, in the setup of these circumstances, you have every right to be as sensitive as you want to or as you don't want to be. Like, it's within your own perspective of the circumstances. Yeah. And it's so fucking weird. No, I don't ever want to talk to these fucking weirdos about, like, my exercise habits or, like, it also, I can't deny this as well. When guys talk about, like, my muscular shoulders or my, like, muscular biceps, I feel like they're trying to insinuate, like, I know that muscle mommies are, like, very fun and sexy right now. I don't think I'm a muscle mommy at all. I also feel like they're subtly trying to draw attention to the fact that I'm like, I feel like, oh my God, this sounds so fucking weird and awful to say, but I've gotten too many weird comments, especially when I started streaming, where people are like, are you trans? Look at how muscular your arms are, you're so trans. And I mean, I love all my trans brothers and sisters. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but it does feel weird to have people's comments make me question, like, are you trying to figure out if I was born with a baby penis? Why are people so obsessed with baby penises? It's like the number one. Are you trans? Were you born with a baby penis? These people are sick and fucked up. It's an insane jump, I know, but also sitting on this side of the conversation and seeing every single day the things that certain people that are very maladjusted feel comfortable talking about and saying online, I guess I am just making, like, a really, really weird, uncomfortable. Every time I get it, I'm just like, this is so fucking weird. This is such a weird fucking comment. You get them in your DMs as well, and I think it just has to do with the fact that trans rights are, like, a hot button issue. Oh my God, actually, okay. This is, I think if this was 100 years ago, during the, like, no, the civil rights movement was not 100 years ago. Sorry, that was 60 years ago during the civil rights movement. It would have been like, are you mixed? I think it's just a fetishization thing. I think that people fetishize trans people, and so they want people that they're sexually attracted to fit into their fetish. And it makes me feel very, very weird and uncomfortable. It's very, very strange to have these questions and then to be like, is this a fetish thing? Is this just a fetish thing? And are you just fetishizing trans people? Am I? Oh, wait, but maybe I'm doing it. Maybe I'm fetishizing trans people. No, I think I'm just overly sensitive to people making comments about my body and then having those comments be tied into, like, some weird sexual fantasy that I feel very disconnected from every time. Only 70 years ago. That's... my fucking God. Oh, time and the way that it keeps on slipping. So, reading Oprah's and Dr. Perry, what a great dude, Dr. Bruce Perry, and Oprah's book, What Happened to You. It's like this reactiveness, this, like, deep and sort of irrational discomfort that I have for being roped into somebody else's sexual fantasy is so deep. It's so deep-seated from my childhood even. And Dr. Bruce and Oprah talking about in their book What Happened to You, which I cannot recommend enough. Very, very, very well written and beautifully written. From a storytelling standpoint and then also from a clinical understanding. So it's a nice mix of individual people's stories and also what science has been able to genuinely observe and consistently reproduce, which is the most important thing. That these are understood mechanisms of our humanity. These are not punishable abnormalities. In human beings, the first 2 months of our development will almost invariably set the tone for the next 12 years of our lives. As an example, to show the scale. The way that they talked about it in the book, they said that babies who suffered from, like, neglect or inconsistent or even, like, violent interactions in the first 2 months of their lives did worse off even if they had a bad 2 months and then they were put into a good situation for 12 years, they did worse off than babies who had, for the first 2 months of their lives, happy, comfortable, reliable caregiving interactions, and then 12 years of disaster. So I imagine that they looked at children who were like severely neglected and then taken out of the neglect and put into better homes, versus children who were raised in happy, beautiful situations and then thrown into awful, maybe perhaps even war-torn circumstances, or like terrible economic circumstances, or like emotionally erasing cultural circumstances. That the first 2 months of your lives really lay an intense foundation for the resilience that you'll be able to draw on later in your life. But then also realizing this is something that you can use to help rebuild your mental health. When you understand the foundational necessity of those 2 months wasn't there in your life, then I mean, I was really worried as I was reading this book. He was going on about how important it is. And I was like, fuck. That sucks. Fuck, that sucks, because I didn't get, like, I don't think the first 2 months of my life were, like, particularly great or grand. I know for a fact that my family was, like, stressed and disconnected and unhappy. Not a lot of harmony in there. So I was like, fuck, I'm so fucked. I'm irrevocably fucked. And then it's so wonderful to read that it's like, no, you're not. No, you're not. The reason that this is important, the reason that it's, like, good to acknowledge it, is because it just shows you the depth of the path of recovery. And the truth is, if you think that the path for your recovery is going to be shallow, then you are probably not going to actually achieve the recovery that you need. You gotta look deep into the is exactly as Rita said, the subconscious. This guy in chat said, I don't believe that because it's very rare for babies to have any memories during this time. Kings, what is a memory? What is a memory? Like, literally, what is a memory? A memory is a pattern of sensual engagement that your body stores inside of itself. Babies can sense things. Babies are literally always sensing. They're non-stop sensual machines. They're sensing things all the time. They're taking in those senses and they're storing them in their bodies. Your memory, I mean, it's great if you can recall memories, but your memory is not just what you can recall. Your body remembers much more than your consciousness ever could. Your consciousness is your mind. That's not even your brain. Your brain isn't even your body. All of these can store memories. You can have memories in your mind, which can be very, like, present and very upfront. Traumatic memories live very, very forward in your mind, almost intrusively in your mind, which is how you can categorize them as traumatic or not. And in babies, especially babies, the most important sensation is the memory of, if I'm in distress, will I be safe? And babies do remember that. All of us intrinsically have that first memory, the first and most important sense that was given into our body is, I'm in distress. Will I be safe? Will I be safe? And babies either learn that yes, they will be safe because there's someone there who loves them and is able to engage with them in a way that will satisfy their feelings, or babies will learn, I'm in distress and there is no safety. Yeah, it's bad. Yeah. I think Ritus is exactly right. It's like, none of us really remember how we learned how to walk. But that doesn't mean that learning how to walk isn't something that we carry with us for our entire lives. We get to relearn it even sometimes. Didn't they make one baby training technique illegal because it affected them through the rest of adolescence? Oh, awesome sauce, my love. It's not one. It's to be honest, don't. Do not look into the root of many of the studies of why we know things about this in children. So the one that I was just talking about like having a good first 2 months of your life versus a bad first 2 months of your life, is they're looking at children from war-torn countries versus children who are in abusive households. So like that study was done looking at the lives of these children, not necessarily experiments putting children into these situations. That's something else entirely. People who start putting children into experiments, that shit's don't look into that. Let's not talk about that. That's not what we're talking about also. I think you're taking it to like a weirdly dark place that is not necessary or appropriate or what we're talking about at all right now. I had to stay in the hospital for the first 3 months. That's very interesting. And how do you feel? How does that, and like truly, how do you feel in your person? Do you feel like if something goes wrong, people will be there to help you? Because for a baby in the hospital, there are people around you who are helping you all the time, like literally 24/7 in the hospital. But it can also make you feel very isolated away from your family because maybe the baby doesn't really want to be around a bunch of strangers at the hospital. They want to be around one familiar person, like in their mommy's arms. Yeah. Babies will cry when they're hungry because they remember if their tummy hurts, they can cry so they can have food. Yes. Babies have exactly one thing to do when they feel distress, and it's cry. Oh, Adharan, what, 11 months? 11 months and 0 gifted subs today? What a fucking shame. So we retain a lot from our pre-verbal life. That's what like small infancy can be described as. Before we could speak, our body did so much, like more growing before we could speak than almost all the growing we do after we learn how to speak. Yeah. Which is also why a lot of adults are like, I don't understand why I'm struggling. And because they don't want to see the connection to, oh, it's because like my parents were struggling when I was a baby. And now that struggle lives inside of me. It's one of the first things I learned as a baby. EJ says, oh, thank you. Welcome back. I am yes, no. Or I am, you know. How did you get so good at speaking, expressing your thoughts and opinions? You communicate so well. Practice. You literally just practice. You fuck up. You say the wrong thing. You go, oops, I stumbled over my words. And then you just keep going. Just keep practicing. Yeah. Okay. It's time for my first break, and I'm all out of tea, so this timing is great. I will be right back, and you will be here too. Oh, I came back. Oh, yeah. I didn't make more tea. That was my second tea of the day. I'm a little, I can't always have, like, there's a limit, literally, to how much tea I can put in my body. So I'm just gonna have some water. Yeah. Welcome back. Thank you for staying with me through this, tumultuous kind of day. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna leave my sandals on this time, because, I mean, why not? It's okay to mix it up every once in a while. Oops. I hope I didn't too terribly smudge my lipstick. I did touch it just now, though. Let's see. I think it's okay. Today's playlist is great. Oh, yeah. I wanted it to be quite... Oh, have a good stream. You guys, thank you so much for these subs. Nobody has any money because the fucking economy is collapsing harder than your penises after you blow your load for me. Oh, wait. There's lipstick all over my hands, which makes me feel like I have put lipstick all over myself. We're just gonna quickly, by some miracle, it's all still just on my face, but it's like all over my hand. I'm very talented. How do you get lipstick all over your hand, but not all over your face? Well, that's no good. Just reheating food and getting coffee, and the music is just keeping you so cozy, keeping you so happy and in your place. That's good. Yeah, I put on soul music today. Or is it? No, yeah, it's soul. It's not R&B. The soul instrumental music is quite fucking nice. Quite relaxing. Which I feel like we could definitely use a little bit of. So, we heard all about Ritus's relaxing weekend. You guys, I can't wait to tell you about my relaxing weekend. I had such a great weekend, too. I went to go see Flow. I haven't watched a ton of the Oscar-nominated movies, but hearing about Flow was so exciting. I really, really enjoyed it. It's a story about a little cat that lives in the forest. A beautiful little kitty cat living in its beautiful little forest life. And then obviously, things happen. Life changes. Life changes for this kitty. When I was sitting in the theater watching the movie, because I went to the movies. I love going to the movies. I went by myself, yay, but I was also really happy to see that there was lots of other people who were there by themselves as well. I was like, this is great. This is the exact culture and community that I so crave and that I am so glad to find sustenance in. I had to keep reminding myself while I was watching Flow that I was like, this is a movie that is suitable for children. I am not actually going to watch an animal die in front of me in any sort of traumatic or horrifying way. This is a movie that is suitable for children. There's children sitting behind me in the fucking movie theater. But even still, if I had to describe the intensity of my feelings out of 10, I'd be like, it was 10 out of 10 intense. Absolutely fucking 10 out of 10 intensity. I felt like I could barely breathe for the water pushing in around me. I felt like I couldn't shrink myself small enough for how big the sky felt all around me. I felt like at any moment I also was going to have to dart away and find a new place for safety. Oh, it was so well done. It was so beautiful. It was so sweet. It was also really funny because when you watch Flow in theaters, I don't know about watching it online, how different it might be. But in theaters, seeing, you guys, there's so many production companies. There's like 40 production companies over multiple country lines that worked. There was like, it's a Latvian film, I believe. But there's also a big French unit as well. There's a lot of like French work on it too. So I was like watching and it felt like that Family Guy joke where it's like, is this the beginning of the movie? No, that's another production company. Okay, that's 2 more production companies. They had like full title cards where at one point I think there was like 6 different production companies, and then sometimes they would have 1 or 2 on the same title card, and there was still like 15 title cards. I was like, that's a lot of fucking production companies. When you watch the movie, it makes sense. Yes. Having watched the movie, I was like, you really did a lot with very little, actually. You needed more production companies. More! We were laughing in the theater. It reminded me of a Family Guy skit. Oh, Spark again. Nobody laughed in my theater, but if I was to go see it again, I would laugh. If I was to see it again, like really knowing what I was getting into with that movie. I think that it was the perfect storm of everybody in the theater, because it was also what I was so excited for. It wasn't a completely empty theater. It was Friday night and Flo was fucking packed. It made me so happy. It was great. Production companies, Sacre Bleu Productions. When you start a production company, you can just, and like this is the thing, right, is you should start your production company right now. You are a production company. This is how you swindle your workers out of paychecks. Yeah. Do you guys want to learn how to game the system to steal money from investors? And people, I guess. I don't know who else you're stealing money from. Everyone? Yeah, you create a production company. You produce some product. You make money from that product, but then you dissolve the production company, and now all the people who worked for you and are looking for a paycheck, well, the company's gone, baby. And you took that sweet, sweet cash. I learned about this. I learned about this when I was a victim of it. Like, somebody had told me about this, and I was like, okay, that's not gonna happen to me, though. And Bal, if you want me to throw the ball, you have to bring it here. You know the rules, my love. You have to bring it here. That's not here. That's there. Thank you. So I got hired as a makeup artist. I forget exactly how. I had met this woman maybe on like a different film shoot for something else. Anyways, I met this woman and she got hired at a production company that was hired by American Express, of all fucking people. By American Express. And so she reached out to me and she was like, I'm working for this great production company. We're doing a commercial for American Express. I was like, wow! Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm really making it, finally, as a freelance makeup artist. And I went out, did the shoot, it was great. Everybody was so polite, the vibes were so wonderful. It was just a lovely, and then even better to see the commercial in real life and go, that's my work. There it is, my work on the big screen, I've made it. And then to never get paid. It's crazy how huge, gigantic corporations like American Express will actually go out of their way, to be like, yeah, make sure you don't pay anybody. We don't want to pay anyone because they made that commercial, they made money off of that commercial. And because the production company that girl worked for dissolved, basically upon like completion of the project, American Express is like, cool, and we just got that for free, basically. I'm sure that the people in the production company, I'm sure that the girl that hired me got paid, but I'm sure that her pay was contingent on making sure that the people she hired didn't get paid. It was such a nightmare. It made me realize that it doesn't matter how big the company is that's hiring you. You have not made anything. They are going to make it off of you. It's so tempting to feel like you're in it, though, because they've asked you to be on their team. I mean, are they asking you to be on their team, or are they just handing you your own collar? It was so frustrating. It then also made me realize that to get paid as a freelance artist, you also get to be, which is not something that, like, I think a lot of us really factor into it. If you're a freelance artist, you're also a debt collector. Because when people hire you for freelance work, they know it's just you. It's just you. And if they don't pay you, what's the worst that you're gonna do? And it's an inconvenience to pay you because then they would have less money. They're just exploiting everybody. A lot of these systems feel so terrifyingly fucking exploitative. And so I love Twitch streaming. It's actually why I really do love the Twitch stream. You know what? If we're gonna exploit one another, I would love to have a little bit more control over it. And on my Twitch stream, I have like a modicum of control. I mean, yes and no. There's definitely streams where I feel, oh my god, I'm so in control. I'm so fucking here. I'm not just living my best life on my Twitch stream. I'm reaching out through the interwebs and I'm in your fucking lap. I'm sitting on your desk, straddling your stupid fucking face, getting you through your goddamn workday. That feels amazing. That feels like it's within my control. And it feels, and it feels like a privilege, because it is. Because at any point, Twitch can rescind all of that. Twitch can be like, you don't have this privilege anymore. No more streaming for you. So it is a privilege to get to do it. Which is also why I guess I can't like be too upset about them being like, you can't dress that way anymore. You can't wear bodysuits like that anymore. You have to cover up more. Which is like fun and dandy and fine and everything. And I love my little dress and it's great and lovely. I flew too close to the sun. Yes, and my wax thighs melted. Give me that thigh lock jujitsu. Maybe the real Jujutsu Kaisen were the thigh locks we made along the way. Life is what you make it. Oh. So, going back to the book that I'm reading right now. How far into it am I? Maybe like 110, 120 pages into it. And I feel like it's about 300, maybe 350 pages in total. So, I'm about a third of the way into the book. It's difficult. It's difficult soul damn cool. Because our lives are not what we make of it. It was really hammering home that our brains are quite delicate machines. And the delicate machine that is our brain does a fuck ton of building, associating, growing, and affirming. So I sent this to Ritus, and I would love to like plant this seed in all of your minds as well. There's a code book that we use to decipher our entire lives. And that code book, the very foundation of it, is really affirmed in the first 2 months of our lives, and then reaffirmed through all of our experiences through our life. This code book can say things like, people are good, the world is safe, success is something that I can work towards. And a lot of people have this code book, and a lot of people live in this way. And we get to watch them do it on like Instagram, and we're like, oh my God, their lives are so beautiful and perfect. And it seems like everything works out for them. And it's because the code book that we use to view the world is also what's going to propel us towards the most authentic stuff for us. Which then means if our code book says people are untrustworthy, people are inherently dangerous and vile, the world is a chaotic, unsafe place, and there's nothing I can do to make myself feel good, that code book can be so deeply ingrained in us, we're not even cognizant of it, and it can subtly affect all of our interactions. So the example that Dr. Bruce Perry gave in his book with Oprah, the book is called What Happened to You? He talks about waiting in an airport gate for a flight from there to here, or here to there, wherever, and that the plane was delayed. And the plane was delayed, and it was delayed and delayed. And Dr. Bruce was talking about how he noticed a suited up businessman with his crisp newspaper and his heavy leather briefcase getting angrier and angrier at these delays. He's an important man. He absolutely must be there for these important meetings. This plane must get off the ground. This is absolutely unacceptable. This guy was getting like angrier and angrier and angrier. The flights were getting more and more delayed. A woman at the counter says, I'm so sorry to have to tell everyone, but we've been delayed once more. And he runs up into her face and he goes, what is going on with this airline? How could you possibly do this to your paying customers? And the woman behind the counter goes, there's nothing that we can do to control the weather. We're doing the best that we can. He doesn't want to fucking hear it. He sits down in a big huff. There are other people at the gate. Every person, we are social creatures. We are all emotionally in tune to this person. And so we all recognize when somebody's in a bad fucking mood, and when we see them yelling at a poor fucking service worker. Fuck that. Fuck that. Like, seriously, fuck it. But this little girl who was also at the gate with her parents, there was like a mother and a father and their little toddler daughter. And she was running around, and although toddlers are very, very in tune with the emotions of the people around them, they don't have the mental capacity to contextualize everything. And this little girl went up to this like older man in his suit, this raging older man, and she tried to engage him in play, and he basically was like, fuck off. He like snapped his newspaper open in the little girl's face. And the little girl, because she believes, because this little girl was raised with like happiness and comfort, her code book to view the world told her that people are kind, the world is safe, and that happiness and success are, you know, just part of fucking life. And so this little girl kept pursuing this man. She tried to engage him again in play. And then he burst into a smile and he laughed, and the spell of his rage and his anger, which had been building and building and building, truly popped when he was able, because that man was able to contextualize. Babies don't contextualize. Oops, pardon me. Oh, jeez. How are there so many people here, but there are so few people talking? You can't talk for 24 hours after following. So a lot of people who watch are like, oh yeah, I'll follow you. And then it's like, what? I can't talk for 24 hours. It's a good way of giving people a cool down period before they open their mouths. I often get people very sauced up, very, very excited. I make them crazy. So we give them 24 hours to cool down before they have to talk to me. And then if in 24 hours they're still crazy, that's a you thing. That's not me then. You're just crazy. This very long drawn out story about the little girl at the gate, actually, or is it? Have I only been talking for a few minutes? Time is an illusion. This is a sort of long, complicated way of showing that self-fulfilling prophecies are so fucking real. Self-fulfilling prophecies are so fucking real. We live for a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's one of my favorite, I just don't have anything interesting to add to the conversation. You know what? Thank you. Thanks for just chiming in with anything, my dude. At least you're not making it worse. I appreciate that. That's a good policy. It gives people more than enough time to assess the vibes. Time is rhythm. Ooh, now I do love that. I actually do love that. Rhythm is so important. So Bruce Perry and Oprah also talk about how rhythm can be the antidote. Rhythm can be the cure to that disconnect and to rewriting your code book. You guys, fetch literally never ends. I've been throwing this ball for my entire life. Yeah. Hello. Welcome. Oh, so nice. A sub is for sure botting. You guys, I don't know how many people are watching. I don't think you should care how many people are watching. Maybe it is bots. Maybe somebody's botting the channel. I don't know. Give me my bots. My precious bots. It's not me, though. I can't even get my audio set up correctly. I am definitely not sophisticated enough. Yeah. It seems like a bot thing. That's too many people. That's too many people. Maybe it's because I'm wearing this slutty red dress. You guys, I don't know. The stock market's crashing. That's not my fault. It must be the sandals. Would you prefer subs or just straight up donations, goddess? Oh. Well, now that you've asked, you have to do both. I'm the kind of person... I'm never going to stop being the kind of person who, when you ask me, do you want vanilla or chocolate? I go, yes. Yes. Gimme. Yeah, I want both. Yeah, there's nothing you can do about bots. Somebody wants to bot, they're just gonna bot. Just bot or rot. Foxy, thank you for the subscription for 39 months in a row. Rightus both. Rightus knows me too well. Yeah. I love it when you do that. Yay. We do have, I mean, that's the thing, right? Is yeah, we can have like tools to try to prevent it. But I also think that, I mean, the technology to get around those tools is always going to be pushing forward, and then the tools to prevent it are always going to try to be playing catch up. Do you know what I think is most likely? Everybody's fired. Everybody lost their jobs, and they're just here to masturbate, just to take the edge off. I just really enjoy hearing the most intelligent person I've come across speak. Oh no. Have you, like, never watched a YouTube video? I feel like Gary Economics is the smartest person I've come across recently. And with so much heart as well. I think I'll die. I think I'll die if I find out that he's, like, a bad person. Like, if someone uncovers a video of him, like, kicking a dachshund down a flight of stairs or something. He's not this person at all. He seems like a genuinely nice person who just loves economics, the economy. Wait, this is a thing that I need specificity on, I guess. You love economics? You love the economics of human life? But, like, nobody loves the but then I feel like billionaires love the economy, which is the gross bad one. Yeah. Oh, I'm very sick of finding out people are bad. It's annoying for real. Synergy, I have to keep reminding myself to not meet your heroes. To, like, just ignore your heroes. There's, like, a picture of John Stamos talking at a Mar-a-Lago event. It's like, no, fuck John Stamos, no! I didn't know that you were terrible, John Stamos. The whole tariff thing is just to make it look like it's tariffs crashing the markets. They're gonna start sending rockets left and right in the Strait of... Wait, oh my god, what? We're getting back into the sandwich board territory. I don't know. I have no idea if they're going to be sending rockets left. I mean, there's already rockets being dropped on lots of innocent people right now. So that's already happening. It sounds wild. But I feel like so many of us have just been living in a wild, delicious privilege where we just read about these conflicts. And they are so removed from us every single day of our lives. And we have to start coming to terms with that privilege is going to come to an end. And we're going to be faced. And we're going to be faced with it. I know, we're talking about how these numbers are wild. Guys, I don't know what you want me to do. I just end stream and then restart it? Number one, it's not actually that unusual. The vast, vast, vast majority of my audience is, number one, deeply introverted people. I really am. The, excuse me, he ordered fries with this type of girlfriend. I have a very difficult time standing up for myself whatsoever. Oh no, it's fine, I'll eat whatever. It's totally cool. No, I just don't want to be a bother. I just don't want to be a bother. But if my partner, if my boyfriend, my girlfriend, my lover, my significant other is being disrespected, I cannot begin to tell you how angry I will become and how indignant. I'll fight for you. I will fight for you. And so I just think that I really do believe that the vast majority of my audience are just people who are like, I just want to listen to you talk like you're my pretend girlfriend, my pretend girl next door. Or, oops, it could also just all be bots. It could also just all be bots. Or the algorithm. Guys, I don't know. I'm literally just fucking sitting here. I can't begin to tell you why the numbers are like this. Maybe it is just all bots. That's also fine. I don't know how that happened, but we'll be sure to undo it for next time. Yeah. Quiet knight in armor, and they're arguing that what he got wasn't what he ordered. You mean the Gooners? A gentleman will treat you like a queen. I guess those are the words that you're saying. I don't know what those words mean exactly. You have a pretty voice for sure. Yeah. Yeah, maybe it's just all, I mean, these numbers are so weird that I didn't even respond to what those people were saying because I didn't believe it. I still don't believe it. I also don't think that there's 11,000 people here watching. That sounds fucking crazy to me, and it doesn't feel like... I mean, I guess we'll see tomorrow if my chat's all of a sudden fucking flying by. Hello. Yeah, I think the most important thing is that if you can talk, you should. If only just to say, you're so right, V, and you're pretty. Just say, you can just say that. You could all just say that. I fight for you intellectually in chat because you're a perfect imaginary girlfriend because you're so smart. I don't ever feel very smart. I feel very emotionally intelligent, so when you say smart, I just immediately am like, that's just emotional intelligence. Yeah! You're so right, V, and you're pretty. No. You guys, I like it so much. No! It feels so good. Long-time watcher, long-time gooner. Hi, chat. You're so right, V, and you're so pretty. Oh, what's good, Marcus Aurelius? I concur. I'm a bot, beep boop. Yeah, see, there's one. We got one bot. Did you bring 11,000 people with you? You are very gorgeous. Thank you. Thank you. V, you're so right and so pretty. That's right, dumb loser. That's right. You're always so right, V, and always so pretty, including without makeup on. Yeah, I'm wearing less makeup today. I think I'm just not. I don't know. I love my makeup. I feel like I really nailed the Disney princess makeup style that I've been rocking recently. And then sort of overnight, I was like, oh, wait a minute. Let's relax. Hello. I always follow your YouTube videos. Oh, I love the YouTube channel. I actually really do. There's been 45 followers since the start of stream, and that's so weird. This is bots, right? Like, there's 11,000 people watching and 45 followers. That's bot numbers. Those are bot numbers. Who's botting me? For why the bot? Me and my girlfriend are pretty much like that. We can't stand up for ourselves. We'll stand up for each other. Like a lot of us, yeah. Not a bot. I put this on in the background for the white noise. She's got a nice, like, narrator type of voice. Yeah. I want to say, yes, you are correct to everything I've ever heard you say. Also, you are extremely beautiful. Thanks. I guess I'm in that point in my cycle where my face is extra pretty. Oh, welcome back, firefighter. It's been 4 months in a row. Thank you. Oh, it's Forsen. Forsen's watching. He's forcing himself on me. I'm sure people have made that joke a billion times before, but it's my first day. Hello, loser. Welcome back. Sorry, you're just all so familiar to me, because that's just who you are. Yeah. Such a cute little red dress. Oh, and Brian gave me $5. Thanks, Brian. The less makeup look is better. My imaginary girlfriend would not look like she's coming straight from theater performance. Okay, so here's the thing. Fuck you. Don't talk like that. Women will be right to leave you. Women will be right to leave you if you talk like that. If your boundary is that your girlfriend doesn't wear a full clownish face of whore makeup, then you don't deserve that woman who wears a full face of whorish clown makeup. Because there's some man who will truly appreciate her for her full face of whorish clown makeup. Not that you need to change her full face of whorish clown makeup. Let women be whores. Let us clown. It feels good. What, is the only person who's allowed to wear a full face of makeup the President of the United States of America? Oh, so he's allowed to fucking slap it on extra thick and extra bright orange. But when a woman does it, you're like, well, now I don't want to suck your dick. You're always right, V, and you're super pretty. Whoa! Whoa. This guy is taking it to another level, and I like it. If you're the type to always look out for others and not yourself, you gotta find someone who will look out for you. This is so true. This is so true. It's what friendship's all about. Oh, Brian. Oh, Brian. Nobody's asking, but how's life? Rich forever. One of the moderators in the mod chat's just like, who the fuck raided? It is just bots. Maybe just bots. Just all bots. Yeah. Hey, that face takes time and effort. Yeah. It's fine. I haven't had a girlfriend since 2004. I am, say it with me now, audience, unsalvageable. Yes, many of you are unsalvageable. It's not me. It is you. I saw such a high view count and I literally thought you were naked on stream. I know, this is just as disappointing for me as well. You'd think with over 10,000 people here. Oh my god, it's just the economy. It's the economy crashing straight into my stream. Everyone's going on the internet and going, there's nothing worse that I could see than the Dow Jones Industrial, I want to say complex, but it's index, right? It's not complex. It's giving people a complex. It's turning kind of complex. And then they're like, I'll find something worse on the internet to look at than the Dow Jones fucking burying itself into the crust of the earth. And then you found me. And it's me, and hello. We're all just seeking comfort in the stream. It's average. The Dow Jones Industrial Average? Oh, was that it? Index? Average? Okay, yes. I feel like all these... So funny that index does not mean average, but I can see how in that... it would mean. Yeah. Index. Average. So I love language. I love language. It makes me feel... Oh, you know why? I guess it has to do with, like, sort of removing the emotion from feeling and turning the emotion into something intellectual. And it's like, okay, if I can intellectualize this feeling, then the feeling isn't just, like, an unknowable, overwhelming experience. I might not be able to retire, but at least we have legs. Exactly, Reflex. Yeah. Yeah. Your children will grow up deeply impoverished, but you'll have great stories about my legs to tell them. Why look at the red candles when you can go look at the red dress? Exactly! Ignore the red candles. It's a good find, yeah. You're literally saving lives now because there's a lot of despair out there right now. The best that we can do in this moment. Oh, Canada! Oh, Canada. I like to imagine that the viewer count today is in response because this weekend in Toronto, we had a little hands-off protest of our own. There weren't a ton of people. It was raining. But this weekend in Toronto, I duct taped my Canadian flag to my canoe paddle. And I marched downtown Toronto in the hands-off protest that saw millions of people all over North America. There's 3 million Americans. Think of that, 3 million Americans marching this weekend in the streets against fascism. That's a great, huge number. And I feel like the next marches are gonna have even more people, and the next marches are gonna have even more people. Oh. It felt so wonderful. It was, ugh. It was great. It was really, really good. When I thought about why I was doing it, I kept thinking about how when my best friend had her first son, the first baby born in our friend group, I looked at that teeny tiny little boy, and my first thought was, oh my god, he could become Prime Minister of Canada one day. This little boy he's just born in the perfect circumstances where his mother is intelligent and empathetic and his father is intelligent and generous, and he's born in this like perfect little storm of a beautiful, happy family with really, really authentically strong Canadian values. And I'm like, this little boy is going to be the Prime Minister of Canada. And then the idea that like somebody would try to threaten the country, that little boy deserves to run one day. I was just like, no, I'll fight for that baby. He's like 4 years old right now. He's just like this teeny tiny little boy. He's not the Prime Minister of anything, but he deserves the opportunity one day to be. And getting really angry, getting really activated. Yeah. I chose my paddle because number one, I was like, I have no idea what to make a sign. I was like, okay, I thought about going to the dollar store and getting a big poster board and then making a big sign. But then when I saw that it was going to be raining, I thought there's no point in having a big fucking piece of paper out in the rain. And I don't really trust you know what? That's not a good excuse. It doesn't matter what your handwriting is like. Write anything on the sign. We've all seen good signs with bad handwriting that we're just like, that's a great sign. I'm glad I didn't make a sign. I thought about, what do I actually want to hold over my head? Like, what do I want to say? What is the most important thing that I need to scream during this? And I was like, just that I love Canada. And that it's so important that we have Canada, and we have the United States. This is the most important thing. Because together with Canada and the United States, we have peace. And it's something that benefits both of us. And the idea that America would want to get rid of Canada literally is just a big fuck you. It's not gonna happen. Don't do it, America. It's not for your benefit. Let's keep Canada and America together. I love it. It's important. This, not this. Don't make us do this. Let's keep it this way. Oh, it was so good. Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh, Rich isn't in stream. He's in, are you in stream, Rich? Anyways, I loved using my paddle. It feels so Canadian, authentically. It's also what you use to steer the ship. You can't use a canoe without a paddle, and there's no point in the fucking paddle without the canoe. And I feel like that's also very representative of the relationship that Canada has with the United States. Yeah, it's probably just bots, guys. We don't know why the bots. But it does seem like there's probably not over 10,000 people here right now. And I'd hold a scepter to show my ability to reign in my domain. Okay. We're all just in one big canoe. A win's a win. I don't think having bot viewers is a win. This makes me feel like, I don't know. Yeah, there was like an instant influx of people. But also like these don't seem like real people. I don't know, guys. I'm wondering if I like end stream and restart it. Would that make them go away? I don't really understand how they work or why this is happening. You know what? With so much craziness going on in the world, this feels like a non-issue also. It's not like whatever these bots are doing are like overwhelming the chat or anything like that. To be honest, if you guys didn't keep talking about it, I wouldn't notice because I don't have my stream number open ever. Yeah. Oh, there's commercials that run on, but I don't think you get paid if the commercials are being played to bots. The bots are Terminators and Skynet has started. Yeah. It's probably just bots, guys. Hey, I, for one, love and appreciate all of my brand new electronic gooners. I knew that ChatGPT was into me. I knew that I was special. I knew that I was better than the rest of you fuckers. I knew that the robots liked me best of all. I'm welcoming my new uncontrollable hordes of electric combots. I'm ready to be your queen. I'm ready to be your queen. Why are there so many people here? There's not, Bill Nye. We think they're bots. We think my stream got a little botted. Okay, I'm gonna go take a break. Gonna go. No, I'm not. To be honest, I made lasagna last night for dinner, and I also roasted 2 heads of broccoli. And then on top of that, I made like a sort of like apple cinnamon loaf. Oh my god. I ate a lot last night to the point where I'm still kind of full. Yes, I know. But I get leftover lasagna for dinner tonight, and I'm so excited. Because you know, reheated leftover lasagna just fucking hits extra good. Slaps you right in the taste buds. Okay, stick around, my precious bots and my few individual viewers. Hello. I love that it seems like something is happening here today. It's nothing. Nothing is happening here today. These are just bots. We just got some little bot viewers just bottle-otting around, bottling up the view numbers. There's probably like less than 1,000 people actually here. And then like a whole bunch of room for bots. I'm not super stressed out about it. I don't think that it's anything that you guys need to worry about either. I think it's just okay. I think it's just fine. Thank God they're not doing anything other than just like sitting and quote unquote watching. If it was like overrunning chat, then I would have to end the stream obviously and like try to restart or something, but they're just watching. They're not even saying anything for now. We'll see what tomorrow's like when they've all been, but no, that's the thing. I also feel like it'd be really, really bad if, because we got the followers botted once. Somebody added like 180,000 followers to my channel over, I mean, just basically all at once. So the follower line was like, do-do-do-do-do-do, whoop, do-do-do-do-do-do. That's no good. That's no good. That was bad. We had to remove all of those followers, and that like obviously wasn't good. I didn't like that, but I mean, we can't remove start banning Redis. Everyone who talks gets banned. We'll get these numbers down if we have to kill all the living people in chat in a video game to do it. All right, tell us if you're a bot. I'm not a bot. That's exactly what a bot would say. Ban them. Oh shit. That's exact. I'm a bot. It's me. I'm a bot. We'll just ban everyone who's talking so we can really like nail down who the bots are. It's good. I think it's okay. Or at least I don't understand the full scope of the negative ramifications from this just yet. So I'm in that like blissful ignorance stage, which I feel like is the best place any of us could possibly be. Just let me stay here in my blissful ignorance. It makes me feel, oh, it gives me that illusion of control. Oh, speaking of the illusion of control. Okay, tonight I have my acting class. I'm very excited for my acting class. I do love the acting class. I love my teacher. He's such a great teacher. He's always very enthusiastic. We're working on the second scene from the same source material. I'm not telling you what it is. Shh. No. It doesn't matter what it is. I'll tell you afterwards. Maybe we can all watch it together. The second scene is like a very emotional scene. The first scene was the introductory scene where the two characters meet for the first time. And so all the feelings are brand new, and going into a scene and being like, oh, I'm going to act like I have all brand new feelings is its own like set of terrible circumstances. And then the next scene is she goes to her boyfriend and she's like, the mafia are gonna like kill my family, she says to him, if I don't pay them like $250,000, and I'm so poor. This is something that I think is so fucking funny and so popular, and it fits so well in this character as well. It's called Adorable Quaint Poverty. Such adorable quaint poverty. It's when rich people cosplay as poor people. It's very, very popular. On The White Lotus, it's what you saw in Piper's character. She wants to experience the adorable quaint poverty. And what that means is it's just the aesthetic of poorness. I feel like Lana Del Rey is also kind of doing the adorable quaint poverty, where again, it's the aesthetic of poorness, where you're like, I'm just like a down-to-earth, simple woman. But poverty is not adorable or quaint. Poverty can be very soul-crushing and dehumanizing. But a lot of rich people love cosplaying as poor people. And there's historic precedent for this as well, in that Marie Antoinette really famously had a little farm where she would play. She had like a hobby farm that was mostly run and kept immaculate and beautiful and perfect in an unnaturally unfarmy way by her servants. She was cosplaying this adorable, quaint poverty. So the girl in my scene, my character in my scene, is like, but we're living in adorable, quaint poverty. From her perspective, she's like, this poverty isn't real. She knows that he has money. It's like a scam to get his fucking money. But she's really clinging to this, like, but we're adorably quaint in our poverty. What are you talking about? And yeah, it's very popular. It's very popular to cosplay adorable, quaint poverty. Yeah. I don't want to be rude, but and especially since like there's so few actual chatters, I'm like, maybe we shouldn't actually ban chatters. But this comment, I'm decorating my apartment like a trap house. I'm just like, I just want to ban you. I don't want to talk to you anymore. I have done my best to take the comments that you've said earlier in chat in stride. But the reality is, you haven't been treating me with kindness. It's so frustrating when people can see me working to make them feel comfortable and they go, wow, I can see you're putting a lot of effort into like making me feel comfy. I'm gonna go out of my way to make you uncomfortable and really push the boundaries of what's socially acceptable. It's just like, okay then, thank you for showing me that I should never waste any time on you fuckers. Good to know, an excellent reminder. I will not forget that lesson again. Yeah. This guy's like, oh, it's because your feet are out. Okay. You guys, I don't actually want to destroy your beautiful picture of the internet. You can see women getting their assholes fisted. You can see women getting their assholes fisted on the internet. I don't think anyone is clamoring for my feet. And yes, we're aware that the channel has been botted to fucking high heaven. Does it look like I'm reveling in it? Does it look like you need to put me in my place by pointing out that the channel's been botted? Do you really need to put on your deer stalker and stand next to all the fucking idiots who have also pointed out, oh, there's so many people in this channel, so few people talking. I understand, guys. I get it. I get it that like the numbers on the screen in front of you are doing a kind of crazy dance. You're so fucking simple. You're simpler than goats. If you put an adorable high number on a screen in front of a fucking goat, like a garbage-eating farm animal, it would have a more appropriate response than you guys do. Yeah, just relax. I don't see why individually you are all getting so worked up. Each of you gets to relax by the equivalent number of people who are getting worked up. The viewer counts are literally everything to some. I'm definitely noticing that the numbers are, Rano, excellent, excellent observation. People put every emphasis on the numbers. And it's like, do the numbers really fucking matter? I think it was like when I hit 50,000 Instagram followers. I was like, oh. This is nothing. I feel like we too often conflate popularity with acceptance. Because this is the thing, popularity is not acceptance. We all crave acceptance, and many popular people seem to be widely accepted and happily accepted, but they're not the same thing. They're not the same thing. So it's like, my channel looks very popular right now, but is it? No, it's not. I mean, sorry, so rude of me. It's not this popular. It's not that popular. What's more important is that the conversation that we're having makes me feel like I'm accepted in the state that I am in today and accepted in the community that I am cultivating. That's what's most important. And so, like, I don't really care what the viewer number is. That doesn't really matter. I don't like that the channel's being botted right now. That's not grand. But the truth is, it's making more people pop in just to say, like, hey, what's going on? What's happening? And I mean, that's a beautiful privilege of this weird circumstance. Hello, streamer. How are you today? Cool stream, enjoy life. Remove streamer, add name before posting. Love it. It's good. My perfect little bot babies. My botterotties. I don't know. The channel's probably botted because this is an obvious, huge exaggeration of the actual viewership. Yeah. That's okay though. I don't understand why, but also I think this is something pretty common for Twitch streamers. And to be honest, I've been streaming for over 5 years. I'm surprised this is the first time it's happened. Today's the first time that it's ever happened. I've never been botted before. Body yaddy yaddy. Yes, hello my queen. Beep boops indeed. Yeah, getting botted. It happens to Twitch streamers every once in a while, and you're just like, what do I do? Nothing. You just do nothing. It's nothing, so you do nothing. V, are you gonna get the new Switch too? Oh, this is a very, very good question. Because this is the thing. I love my Switch. I actually love my Switch basically more than any other appliance I have in my house, except for maybe my bidet. I feel like if somebody held a gun to my head and they said, you can only keep the Switch or the bidet, I'd be like, it's the bidet! I'm very dedicated to my clean asshole! Which you are as well. I love my Switch. I obviously really, really love my Switch and I don't want to get rid of it. But that's the thing. I like my Switch. I like my Switch a lot. I can't allow myself to genuinely be in love with it. That's the end of my life. That will be the death of me. I play Animal Crossing on Switch, and so I'm like, I don't need another Switch because I can't play more Switch. Number one, I think the amount of Switch that I have is already too much Switch, because I really like it. More and better Switch? Why? Why? Why you gotta do that to me? And then also there is no Animal Crossing for the new Switch, which makes me think that I don't need it, right? Until they announce another Animal Crossing game, I don't need the Switch too. And so if I get it, it'll be superfluous. I'll only get it if I absolutely need to get it, which is because they put out another Animal Crossing game. I love Animal Crossing so much. It's my happy place that is so predictable and safe and familiar. I love it so much. I love it too much. The real world is just far too chaotic. I want to pay off my loans to a little fucking tanuki daddy. I want to listen to a little naked dog play guitar every Saturday in the town square. And I want to run around with my little fucking net, catching beautiful little butterflies to jam into that fucking museum, much to the chagrin of that handsome ass owl. Wow. Oh, I used to play Animal Crossing on stream, and then I got a new monitor, and I disconnected the capture card from my monitor, and now I have no idea how to reconnect my capture card to this TV or to this computer. I'm like, oh my god, good thing I own this capture card because I have no fucking idea how to put it together. And then I also attached my Switch to my projector so that I can play Switch on the big screen in my living room. And if I had to choose, again, if I had to choose between playing Switch on stream for you guys, on the little screen here for you guys as an audience participation deal, I'm like, oh, I don't know how I feel about that. Playing it on the big screen privately, alone, in my own space, I'm just like, wow, this is heaven on earth. I think, so when does the Switch 2 come out? Does it come out this Christmas? That's like our pre-order, or is it coming out this summer? Because I imagine that it's coming out this summer. Okay, so here we go. So then what I think is going to happen is the Switch 2 will come out this summer. It'll have its time. And then for Christmas this year, they'll probably announce a new Animal Crossing. They have to be doing a new Animal Crossing game. Oh, Beatbot Mini, welcome. It's your first time subscribing.
Okay, I'm gonna sing a song to you. Welcome to the blanket fort, I'm very glad you're here. I'll send the air reverberating with a mighty cheer. I'll sing you and I'll sing you out. To you I raise a mighty shout. Yo, yo, my sub is here, so welcome to my stream. Okay, the Switch is coming out June 5th. Sorry, Switch 2 rather, is coming out June 5th. They haven't announced Animal Crossing. I imagine that they're going to save the Animal Crossing announcement for Christmas this year, so that there's like another big swell in sales and orders for Switch 2 around Christmas. Which means I will be playing Animal Crossing 2 this winter. But that's the thing, right, is they stopped doing updates for New Horizons 3 years ago. The company didn't just like, it's not like all the people who are working for Animal Crossing suddenly went to go work on other games. Like, I think they've been doing the last 3 years of making a new Animal Crossing. I think they've just been keeping it very close to the chest, you know? I think they were just, yeah, I think they were like, New Horizons is what it is. These are the updates, but we're going to make a new game. Because Animal Crossing is one of the best selling, Animal Crossing New Horizons in particular, is one of the greatest selling video games of all time. They massively expanded their gamer base. Their gamer base. Gamer base. Oh, good boy, Beefbot Mini. Why do you have so many viewers? They're probably just bots. We told them to go away, but it's not working. So maybe you should try. I really, really feel like they're gonna tell us there's a new Animal Crossing this Christmas. Nintendo is very, very tight-lipped about the things that they're working on. Yeah. Maybe you have 11,000 people because your feet are out. You guys, not even my feet are that sexy. People should be gifting more subs. If you say so. I don't think the number of viewers, what I'm wearing or showing, actually influences how much money I make on stream. In my experience as a Twitch streamer, the number one indicator of how much money I'm going to make on stream is what the global economy is doing. Truly, just like, there are people watching all over the world. There's currencies coming through from all over the world. So truly, it's just like, does like the average person just have a little bit of extra money in their pocket? Are stocks doing well? Are investments doing well? Is the economy doing well? Are things healthily moving through? Exactly. I can't sub because of tariffs. I mean, to be perfectly frank, a lot of my American viewers are like, hey, V, I would love to give you some money, but I just had to spend $30 buying a dozen eggs. And yeah, suddenly my Twitch stream is a gigantic fucking luxury. It really is. Yeah. I don't feel bad at all. That's why I'm wearing red today. I mean, they could just be paying you on their credit cards. My dude, please. I want you to go into emotional debt for me by how much you're obsessed with me. Not necessarily financial debt that's just going to, take your mind away from how obsessed with me you should be. I don't want you to have to worry about money. I want you to worry about me. It's called the stripper index. Foxy gets it. Foxy gets it. Foxy gets it. Hello, says Epic. What a username. You really think so, eh? Oh, wait, I have an Amazon Prime I can use. You often have an Amazon Prime that you can use. If you want a Prime, it's on your dime. I made a rhyme. It's not gonna happen all the time. I'm done. That's the end of it. I'm not doing more rhymes. I can't. That's right. I think it's the music, actually. You know what? Do you know what feels the most right? Is that the music is fucking slapping extra hard today. The music is slapping so hard that the bots came through. Ooh, and for 3 months in a row, Funky Boss. Have you been using your Prime all 3 months in a row? That's amazing. That means that I'm your Prime-E girl. Prime Evil girl. That's what the E stands for. It's evil. You thought it stood for electronic? Oh yeah, that's a good one, Ritus. Does that one feel good? I love you, Ritus. No. It says you subscribe for 3 months in a row. It said, but you haven't used your Prime all 3 in them in a row? Nah, I'm a Prime slut. You fucking slutty Prime. Oh, very much so. That's a good feeling one. That one feels good. Yeah. Hey, thank you. Welcome back. Also, Funky Boss for the sub. Oh, Canada. When I was at the Hands Off rally this Saturday, I got so many compliments on my canoe paddle flag. It made me feel very happy. I also made people laugh because they were like, oh, I like your canoe paddle flag. And I said, yes, thank you. I'm going to use it to fight off the Americans. And then it was so sweet because so many of the little old ladies who were at the rally were like, oh, sweetheart, but I'm American. And I'm like, well, yes, I'm not going to fight you, my dear. Like, this is the thing. Somebody asked earlier in chat, they're like, do Canadians hate Americans? And it's like, no, absolutely not even a fucking little bit. I don't think that Canadian people are like, I hate American people. I think this is very, very similar to how a lot of us feel about when we see governments in the world really turning against their own people. We really, really hate those fucking governments. So, like, I have nothing against Iranian people, but I very severely hate the Iranian government. I have no negative feelings towards American people. I love my American friends so fucking much. I consider some of them my family even. But do I hate the American government right now? Yes, I do. Yes, I do hate no, it's not just the Republicans. It is also the Democrats who have for far too fucking long been handing out rope to hang themselves with to their worst enemies. It's just such a fucking nightmare that they continuously, well, if they go low, then we'll go high. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? They're going low and you are just laying down in their shit, you idiots. The Democrats have not been doing a good job of protecting the people. The Simpsons got it right where they were like, we can't lead. We're devastatingly incompetent. It's terrible. It's what I'm seeing happen inside the NDP party here too. And like the Liberals have got me almost fucking putting money into Mark Carney's pocket. Mark Carney was the governor of the Bank of Canada, and then he was the first non-British person to be the governor of the Bank of England, which is a huge fucking, I was reading about Mark Carney because I didn't know a ton about his background. And he's like a true economist. He's a hardcore economist. As a Canadian people, we're genuinely fucking lucky that we have the opportunity to elect somebody who understands the financial health necessary for a country to survive and thrive. Mark Carney wrote a book called Values. Value and then S's in brackets behind it. I'm very excited to read it. I'm going to finish my Oprah Bruce Perry book first because I think it's valuable, but I'm going to try to read it before the election just to see, like, where is my vote going? I voted NDP so much, but I don't love what the NDP is doing. I also do not love the idea of Jagmeet Singh being our guy. He's like polling second or third in his own riding even. It's just doesn't show an excellent commitment to the genuine communities around him. It just shows a sort of drive for position, which is not what we want to have in our politics. Oh, God in heaven. It's all very stressful. It's all very stressful. Can't Do More says you kind of almost want a banker. You definitely want somebody who understands the delicacies of the economy during a trade war. Trump literally only got elected because the Dems wouldn't go out and vote because Kamala wasn't perfect enough. Yeah. I don't even, like, I'm like, yeah, you're right. Like, yes, yeah. It didn't, it felt too middling. Kamala was right. She was intelligent. She was, but I think a lot of people felt like they really wanted her to go further. It was too middling, and they wanted her to go further. Ah, yeah. At the Hands Off rally? I went to the Hands Off rally on Saturday in Toronto. It was awesome. It was amazing. I wish it was longer and a little bit better organized to the point where I think I might reach out to them and be like, do you need somebody who's enthusiastic and excellent with public speaking? Give me the megaphone. Yeah, elbows up and hands off, motherfuckers. This is what democracy looks like. Get to protest in the streets. Huge numbers of Democrats didn't vote, and now this is what we get. And now this is what you'll fight against. This is the truth of it. there's never been a point in human history where we've all just been fucking laying back in perfect utopian harmony. We've always had to fight. We've always had to push back against groups of people who want to attack minorities. And we have always fought. We've never stopped fighting. The most beautiful thing is that people realize that it's worth fighting for, and they'll join even if you feel tired. There's other people around you who will take up the mantle as well, and we can actually rely on each other. Truly. It's something that they don't want us to recognize or lean into, but we can and we will. Yeah. Do we ban this guy who said, "Would you have kids with different dads?" I just cannot allow any person to be so disrespectful in the conversations that I have with people. There's just no way. Please shut the fuck up and continue to shut the fuck up. Just listen. Just listen, my dears. And perhaps you will learn. Perhaps. I'm not gonna hold my breath. It's exhausting, though. It is exhausting to have to keep fighting against people who just want to blame, like, people of color and immigrants and gay people for all their problems. Oh, and Jews. They want to blame Jewish people as well. That's no good. Let's free Palestine. But also, the rise of anti-Semitism is so fucking horrifying, too. You're right to be tired. I'm right to be tired. Taking care of ourselves in these circumstances becomes an act of resistance. I think that's one of the most important things, I guess, to sort of hold on to, that it is exhausting, and they're trying to take advantage of the fact that they can exhaust us. But then taking care of yourself literally becomes an act of resistance against fascism. For real. Taking that bath, brushing your teeth. You could be like, yeah, fuck you, fascism. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm going to wash my face. I'm going to go for a run today. Because taking care of yourself builds that resilience inside yourself. Oh my God in heaven, which really is. The only way to defeat them is to just outlast them. And we know how long love will last. Love lasts beyond people's deaths. That's why we have fucking cemeteries. I think. Wait, I don't know. Why do we have do we even have cemeteries? Ooh, the Siri bot banned someone. Interesting. Because he was spamming. I want a Canadian Tire shirt, but it says Canadian Tired. Somebody make it happen. Yeah, that's good shit. I like that. 11,000 people watching. What the fuck is happening here? You can just relax. Sometimes on Twitch channels, they'll be like botted, and the number will be like weird and high, but it's not in real life. I cannot begin to describe to you how much of a non-issue this is. Like, the global economy is collapsing, and we are entering into an unprecedented time of hardship. But it does make me feel a little special that so many people are like, oh my God, but InvaderVie has 11,000 viewers. 11,000 viewers on InvaderVie's channel. This is what is crazy to me. That perspective is it's very V-centric. It's very flattering, even if it's very wrong. Why was I banned, V? It was just a question. Yeah, the bot banned you. The bot thought that you were spamming. I don't know why. This is so sweet and so funny. People are coming into chat and being like, why do you have so many viewers? How do you have so many viewers? I don't want to be rude, But are you so fucking stupid that you think the Twitch streamer controls the number of viewers? I mean, I guess maybe you're asking me like, V, did you bot your own channel? Oh no, did you notice? It was I did. I thought nobody would note. I thought everyone. Oh shit. No, these are just bots. This is nothing. These aren't real viewers. This is just like a little anomaly that happens sometimes on the internet. Yeah. Yeah. Turin Giants, you're coming across as real immature. I'm gonna just advise you to not type anymore. And if you type another single thing, we'll just actually ban you, to be honest. And do you want to know why? I can just talk you through it. You can just say, okay, tell me more. It's because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the thing that happens to you. It's the intention behind it. And we've already explained to you that there was no intention behind this mistake. And so the fact that you're not letting go of that smacks of a really repulsive level of immaturity. Just saying. Just pointing it out that if you weren't so full of insecurity that you're making other people's problems, then you would just go, oh, that must have just been a mistake and we can move past it. Instead, now you're like, why was I banned? What are you banning me for? Why was I timed out? And then you're getting upset that you're not allowed to talk to me that way. And it's like, relax just a little bit. We've already explained to you there was a mistake. You don't need to come at anybody for an explanation. It was just a mistake. Relax. There's more than just you in chat right now, so not everything is about why this happened to you. Well, this sucks. I didn't do anything to an auto mod, LOL. You're 15 years old? You're 15, 14 years old? And you actually don't know how to interact with the world around you? Do you feel like if you turn the oven on and it touches you and it burns you, it did that on purpose because it's mad at you, you should fight it? Turin Giants, I'm talking about you. I'm talking about how the smallest, tiniest inconvenience is something to you, and it really shouldn't be, and it really shouldn't. Yeah, Funky Boss says you just say sorry, and then usually things work out. Yeah. Or you just go, was this intentional? They asked why there were so many viewers, and it triggered the bot spam filter because so many people are asking, why are there so many people here? Why are there so many people here? Why are there so many people here? So, I'm sorry. Your bot-like behavior made the bot think that you were a bot. I mean, there's... I guess, when teachers in classrooms say, here there are no stupid questions, they're saying that because it is the truth in that moment. And that's important. Because outside of that moment where the teacher says there are no stupid questions here, there definitely are stupid questions. And like, why does a Twitch streamer who usually has about 1,000-ish viewers, give or take, suddenly have over 10,000 viewers? And she's not doing anything different. She's just sitting there like she normally does. Like, this is not something that you need to go out and find the answer to. That answer is part of your ability to critically think. Oh, good. The number went back to normal. The bots are gone. There you go. Okay. And now we can just relax. Turin Giants, I wonder if you heard me earlier when I said you're not able to emotionally let go given the context of the situation. And so you're coming across as a really repulsive person. And now you're being a really repulsive person. I asked a question. How is that making a big deal? The stream immediately cut out and I couldn't see that she or anyone else could see my message, but fuck me, right? The pity party, the like subtly passive-aggressive, emotionally manipulative way that you're speaking, like, I don't know, dude. I don't know what to tell you other than like, sucks to be you. Yeah, you're right. And it doesn't, and nobody made it that way except for you. Funky Boss says, I hope winter is all done now and spring stops teasing us. Oh, bye-bye, bots. That's okay. It's all good, guys. I'm okay with the bots leaving. Let's get the number back down under 1,000. Yay! Now I remembered why I followed you. Oh, wait. This sounds so familiar. No, I think just that one part of the music sounds so familiar. But the entire song is super duper different. There's a lot of songs on Epidemic Sound that use, not necessarily sample. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Ritus? I think this guy can just be banned. I honestly have had not a single positive word from him. You can just ban him, and I think we'll all just be better off for it. Yeah, I just really want the nice weather to stick around. Because the truth is, Ritus, I'm like, wow, the Siri bot really picked up on how bad that guy's vibes were. Like, really, really picked up on how bad that guy's vibes are. But then the truth is, this is exactly what the code book of people's life is. That I don't think a person who is happy, secure, and well-regulated would be banned for a second from a Twitch stream and then feel like they needed like a hardcore explanation why. It just feels so obvious that we triggered a little bit of his insecurity and that his higher reasoning, his ability to contextualize the functions of, you know, like what a Twitch stream is, this, that, the, like the bots are probably sensitive because there was like another bot there. It's so craziness. The stock market's crashing, all this stuff. But again, he was just like, why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to me? And it's happening to you because you can't seem to see outside of yourself. Yeah. And that does suck for him, yeah. Yeah, Automod was literally just like trying to save everybody from him. Easter's on the 20th. Easter is on the 20th. This is true. Yeah. Soul Damn Cool says, even if you have the reasoning, if you don't have the tools to recover, anything you say will be negatively charged no matter how hard you try. Wait, do you mean anything that I say to him will be negatively charged because he doesn't have the tools to recover? Or, I think I'm a little bit confused about the direction that you're talking in, but kind of, yeah. I gotta block him before he DMs me. Yeah, that's probably for the best. You don't need that. I think we were being pretty chill about it too. I think that guy's just an asshole. That guy. Even if that guy had the reasoning, if he doesn't have the tools to recover, and I guess the tools to recover are like the access to rhythm. And by access to rhythm, I mean the ability to be like, I'm gonna count to 10. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It takes time to get there. You have to slowly move through it. I guess that's also why it was so annoying to have so many people just now be like, why are there 11,000 people here? Why are there 11,000 people here? Why are 11,000 people here? It's just like, if you literally counted to 10 before you typed that, looking for the immediate fucking answer from me, like I'm a, I don't know, jukebox machine that you can just jam a coin into and get a song from, you would hear the answer. It's just like, please, please, please. I mean, I also just need to I need to let go of the expectation that people are gonna have critical thinking skills. That's just not a reality. And I can't just insist that everyone I interact with has critical thinking skills. The boundary between my interactions and people with critical thinking skills is I just disengage the people who are lacking. Yeah. Yeah. 700 people is the actual number of viewers in stream. The 11,000 was just bots. It was just bots. It just was like a fake number that came out of nowhere and meant nothing. And so that's it. That's all. It's not their fault. They weren't born to be predisposed to be the way they are. The way they were? Where they were? The way they were? You don't even know what you're saying, dude. You're just we're missing some words here. I wish we had the critical thinking skills, but that's not the way that the world is set up. Too many of us are just so fucking overwhelmed to be able to think. Oh, it's not their fault. They were born to be predisposed to be the way they are. Oh, I disagree. That sounds like some weird eugenics thing. I don't like that. That sounds very wrong. That's a red flag, what you just said. Oh, yay. Yeah, I'm glad that you guys have enjoyed following my Twitch channel. That's exciting for you, I guess. Yeah. I think people can change. I think that change comes mostly internally from people's desire to change. I don't think a lot of people want to change, but I also don't think that anyone is trapped in the way that they are forever. That's not scientific. The doctors have told people you'll never walk again. And they're like, this is the basis of science. You'll never walk again. And then those people run marathons or they break records for speed running. It's just insane. It's incredible. Nobody is unchangeable if they want to change themselves. Rocky Heart says, a good night's sleep is key to growth. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Rest. Just give me that fucking rest. Would you ever do collab streams again? Probably not. Yeah, everyone is on a journey. I'm just saying that they're starting their journey at a point that makes it more difficult than someone else who was born to be more positive. My dude, nobody was born one way or the other. It's the question of like, oh, it's all like nurture versus nature type thing. I feel like that's been pretty put to fucking bed. It's very much the circumstances of your life. It's not dependent on genetics. Which is, like, I guess what I'm trying to tell you is get away from this weird genetics talk, because that's sort of like the basis of a lot of racism and misogyny and bigotry. Which is that, like, well, this person was just born this way, so we can just write them off entirely because they were born this way. That's reductive and stupid and dehumanizing. It really is. So let's not go near that. That's not at all what the conversation is. In their book, What Happened to You, Oprah and Dr. Perry talk about this idea that people will often, from that perspective, say, what's wrong with you? They'll say, well, what's wrong with you? Well, they were predisposed to be this way. They were born this way. That's what's wrong with them. And that's an awful, reductive, again, dehumanizing, inaccurate way to view people. There's nothing wrong with people. What was done to them was probably very terrible and traumatizing, and now they're behaving in a way that's in line with their circumstances. I'm not doing the genetic talks, just like a subject taken to the extreme is bad. I do not feel like I'm having a conversation with this person. I have no idea what this person's trying to say to me. And, okay, now they're talking more. They're saying, you can agree with some part of an idea without fully championing the entire ideology. I mean, I just feel like you're talking out loud in your own stream. But I think you might be confused that this ain't your stream. How is the healthcare in Canada? So, if you go to www.google.com, maybe .ca, right? So if you want to like get a little closer to the Canadian perspective. Yeah, there you go. This is amazing. That somehow this answer to the generic question that you posed has a generic answer for you. Yay! Thank you for reminding me why I am probably not going to respond to my ex-boyfriend's like bridge rebuilding text message. You just reminded me of my least favorite tactic that so many fucking people use to manipulate others. This helplessness, this like the Schrodinger's asshole of I'm just asking, bro. I feel like the people who have the least amount of answers are like, oh, answers are the easiest thing, right? Ain't that just the way? The fuckers who couldn't string together, like, their own single idea go, oh, ideas are like the easiest thing ever though, right? Not that I can form any of my own. You can just give me all of your ideas. Because you have so many of them, they're so easy. I mean, like, too hard for me to put any of mine together, but I can just take yours. It's like the guy who came in the other day and was like, what should I do on my vacation in Italy? Like, I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. You seem too fucking stupid to earn a vacation, you worthless moron. I really need to rub it in your face that I'm just a little baby. I can't help it. I don't know how to have fun. I don't know how to relax in Italy is just like a level of... What's the word? There's a specific phrase for it. It's called, like, purposeful incompetence or, like, intentional lack of ability. Fuck, there's, like, a really lovely phrase for it that is absolutely escaping me at this moment. Asbeck, following along with shit that needs to be put into Google. Is winter that bad in Canada? Oh my God in heaven. Oh my God. So, just for the guys who are listening and are like, well, V, you're just pointing out weaponized incompetence. Thank you. Yes, the weaponized incompetence. Oh yeah, that's nice. I love that a lot. So, the question of, is the weather bad in Canada? Is weaponized incompetence. It's just like, that has nothing to do with me. You could ask that to a police officer that you walk by on the street. You could ask that to a school teacher teaching a bunch of kindergartners. But the fact that you're asking me is this type of like weaponized incompetence that is deeply fucking repulsive. Deeply repulsive. The way to get around that, because you're like, well, V, what the fuck? I'm just asking. No. The way to ask these questions, the way to actually just ask is to say, what was your worst winter in Canada? All of a sudden, that's the same type of question, but all of a sudden only I, V, can actually give you that answer. And all of a sudden it makes it a conversation between you and I, instead of just you using me like I'm a fucking Google machine. I'm just putting my questions into you. You can just give me answers, right? My dude. It took a couple of people to put together Google. Do you really feel like just one of me is going to give you all that fucking information? The willful ignorance and the divine douchebaggery of weaponized incompetence. And then they get upset. And then all of a sudden I get to manage their emotions because I've pointed out that they're kind of using me like an object. I don't like being used as an object. Please don't use me as an object. And they get offended. I was not using you as an object. I just want you to give me an answer that I could have gotten from anywhere, like a book or like a search engine. So ask the question to the person. Actually ask the question to the person. What has your experience been like with healthcare in Canada? You can ask me that. You can't Google that. You can't Google, like, what was InvaderVie's experience with healthcare, but that is something that is a part of a conversation. You can't Google and get my answer, what was my bad weather winter story, but, like, I have these answers for you, and they're great answers. I just wish that you guys brought the greatness that I know is inside of you to the table. Yeah. It also assumes that you know their definition of bad weather. It's very subjective, yeah. I would say that in Toronto, we have excellent weather. We don't have a lot of bad weather in Toronto. But Toronto is not Canada. Canada's kind of more than just Toronto. Okay, one final break. I'm gonna take a picture of my butt and post it on Instagram for you. You love it.
Okay, I came back to you. You thought I was going to just run and hide from this. No, not when we have wasted so much of the day talking about like economic collapse, the threat of world war. There are more important things to talk about. You guys, I completely forgot. The Minecraft movie came out. That's what we need to talk about. That's what's important, culturally significant. Oh my god. Oh, wow. So the Minecraft movie, and we're not joking, this is true, because movies have been sort of like going through a really, really disastrous decline. Anyone who loves movies can see it happening, that it just feels like it's all a money grab, and like a lot of it is kind of rushed, and weird casting choices and terrible productions, and then the Minecraft movie just comes and blows that all away. The Minecraft movie had like the biggest opening of the year so far. Thank God Wicked came out last. Wow. Now, the Wicked movie was just like, we need to put a buffer between us. That's probably why they're releasing on either side of the Minecraft movie. Because sometimes the formula works. It's so sad and it's so frustrating. It's so weird to see it happening. But sometimes the formula works and people are like, yes, I want to watch The Rock and Jack Black be The Rock. And oh no, sorry, it's Jason Momoa. It's not even The Rock. My apologies. I want to watch Jason Momoa be Jason Momoa. And I want to watch Jack Black be Jack Black. And I want all the Minecraft references like in a movie in front of me, and then it works. And then it works. Police have been called into the theaters. It's getting very rowdy. It'll be interesting to see if this is something, if this fervor is like the beginning of a trend, or if what we saw was it. We don't know. We don't know what it's going to be, you guys. And that's the exciting thing about cinema. We get all this information after the fact. And we have to try to assess, am I hearing about past events, or am I listening to current events? Is it an ongoing developing story, or is this something that just happened? And it's very difficult. I feel like in the past, it might have... Actually, no. Wow. No. It's always been like such a fucking coin flip. What is going to become wildly successful? What is going to go viral? What is just going to capture the imagination? And then what is going to fall so flat and miss the mark so hard? Oh, right. I would not recommend going to see the Minecraft movie in theaters unless you really want to. Yeah, I don't think, and I think you already know if you really want to see it that badly or not. That's a nice collection of toys you got there. Were they gifted to you, or did you get them yourself? That was a gift. This one I bought myself. Pinkie Pie I bought myself. Chip I bought myself. And Mrs. Potts I bought myself. You can't even see these. You can't even see, sorry. Chip I bought myself, and Mrs. Potts I bought myself. Pinkie Pie I bought myself. Gigi was a gift. Evie was a gift. Both of these Barbies were gifts. Joseph was a gift. This big fucking booger is, yeah. Gur was a gift. Yeah, I think the rest of them were gifts as well. Whoops. Yeah. Better. So, I don't know what it means. I don't know what it means that the Minecraft movie is doing so well. On one hand, it makes me happy to hear that movies are doing well. That's good. I like movies. But it's the Minecraft movie. And that seems bad because there doesn't seem to be a ton of substance in this movie. It just kind of seems to be a rallying point for stupidity. That's bad. That's bad. It's also a movie of one of the biggest video games ever. That's good. There are lots of good video game stories that would actually translate beautifully. Oh, welcome back for 7 months. Thank you for subscribing, you little boy.
You dumb little boy, Lachlan. Lalkin? Oops. I mean, there's lots of good movies and video games. Although, there's not always a great translation of them. I mean, sometimes they'll be like, what's that one that's coming out recently? Is it Dead by Daylight? Or Dead by Dawn? There's a movie coming out about a bunch of kids in a house that's trapped them in like a deathly time loop. So the kids are always being murdered. Hold on. It's a title of a game like that, but I think I might be getting it confused with other video games that have similar... Is it Left 4 Dead, maybe? And then it's like, why? This is not Left 4 Dead at all. I think Left 4 Dead's a zombie movie? No, it's Until Dawn. Thank you. It's not Dead by Daylight. It's Until Dawn. Tony is up. Thank you so much. These are, yeah, it's like a threat about the morning hour. Dead by Daylight and Until Dawn feel very interchangeable in my mind. Thank you so much. So Until Dawn is a video game, which I hope to play, but they're making a movie of it, and the movie seems to be not what the game is based on, which is a confusing sort of sidestep for the audience. At the rate that Hollywood wants to ransack IPs to make movies, I wouldn't be surprised with Dead by Daylight. I mean, that's, yeah, hold on. So they're doing Until Dawn for sure. But yeah, with the Minecraft movie doing so well, there's a lot of video games that could be slated to be turned into movies. Yeah, that's why I was confused, because I have played Until Dawn and I loved it. Okay, cool. Is it about being a teenager trapped in a house where you die and you have to stay alive until dawn? That's what the movie looks like. But then also I was like, is this what the game was? Like, this isn't... What game is this? I loved Flow. I haven't seen the Minecraft movie. I probably won't watch it ever. I think I'm also so old. I'm also so old, you guys. I'm gonna be 35 at the end of this month. I am almost a 35-year-old woman. I actually have a very limited amount of time left on this earth. And wasting even an hour of it on something that I think would just irritate me is like, I mean, why not just go get like a root canal at that point and then have it be productive at the end of the discomfort? It's so strange. There was so much source material for Star Wars, and when they made the movies, they were like, we have no idea where to go with this story. It's like, if only there was like some wildly successful comic books, graphic novels rather, maybe even. Also novelizations. Is that the joke that you're making? Because I'm like, I remember my brother reading the novelizations and being like, oh, fuck, these characters are so fucking amazing. Like, the books are so fucking good. And then hearing that they were going to make these prequel movies and these sequel movies, I was like, oh, sick. Yeah, they have so much fucking material to draw. None of that. Not even a little bit of it. Not even a little bit. They just meandered. And is it John Boyega, who was the Stormtrooper? He's absolutely right for being like, you wasted a fucking awesome character. You did nothing with my character because you fucking kowtowed to weird, racist authoritarians. Yep, the comics are really good. Novelization's super great. Oh, man. Any of it would have helped. And yeah, you get it. Okay, I get it. This is the other thing. Having never read any of it. Just occasionally bumping up against people who actually really love Star Wars and love the Star Wars story universe. And their like universal small bit of feedback is just that like, this was really well done. I really liked these characters. It would have been awesome to see an interpretation of these characters on film. And what's so exciting is that if you give an actor a character, you get something even greater than the sum of its parts. You get like the personal development of that individual artist playing this character, and then you get the source material of this character from like whoever put this all together. It's a wonderful combination, an excellent coming together. And I feel like they gave the actors nothing. I feel like they gave the actors nothing. Actors are like, what's my character like? And they're like, we don't know. We don't know. You're going to just figure it out on the day. Poor Daisy. What a beautiful name. She's great, though. Oh, I haven't heard him blaming the fans. I don't think he's blaming fans. I think he's very clearly calling out systemic harassment that the industry was disgustingly silent on. It does make a huge difference when a large, powerful corporation of thousands of people says, do not speak this way. This is not what we condone in the conduct of people who say that they are fans of our work. But Disney didn't say that, and they didn't say that because it would have made China very angry, because racism against black people in China and in Asia, in many parts of Asia, is a very normalized, and it comes down to money. It comes down to not wanting to offend the markets that are valuable to them. And if it means being silent about, like, really, really disgusting fucking racism, then those corporations will make that choice. I don't think that John is being quote-unquote weird, like you say. I don't think he's being weird. I would challenge you to, instead of being like, his behavior is strange, I think you should recognize he is being put in a very unfair, awful position. The fact that he, from your perspective, might be behaving strangely is actually a restrained underreaction to what he is genuinely facing. Yeah. Jesus, dude. Think about what John is experiencing. Think about what is happening to him. And then to put into perspective the way that he's responding, there is a deeply racist, prevalent feeling that no person of color should ever, discuss the fact that they're being discriminated against, because other white people had to listen about the civil rights, and so they're like, well, I'm done with that now. I checked that box. No, this is an ongoing issue. He's not being weird. He's drawing attention to a disgusting and broken system. Oof. Weird comment from you, dude. There's a lot of great writing in the Star Wars universe. We got angry old Luke sucking at that alien titty milk and then trying to kill somebody in their sleep because he had a bad feeling about him. It's very silly. It's very silly. Sun says, the new Star Wars movies aren't that bad, in my opinion. I'm glad you enjoyed them, genuinely. They're meant to be enjoyed. I think it's also a possible argument that we're being overly critical, but no, I fuck that. There's no such thing as being too critical when it comes to people being racist fucking cowards. It's the right amount of fucking criticism. I think this is why there's a section of the 40K fandom who are apprehensive about Cavill's show. They look beautiful, yes, but unfortunately they were stripped of their soul and gutted of all creativity and profitability. For profitability's sake, yeah. Disney picks sides. Disney picks money. Corporations will always pick the money. Yeah, he did recently say something about the fans getting angry at a writer touches their main hero. Something along those lines. I mean, if you want to be upset because he's addressing a specific group of people who are behaving in a bad way, you can get upset if you want to, but then I wonder if you realize that that kind of makes it seem like you're aligning yourself with the bad behavior of the people that he's calling out, because I don't think that's the way that they had presented it, the story that we were all really excited for, was that it kind of seemed like the Stormtrooper and Rey, who were like nobodies. Just nobodies. They were just nobodies. They were going to make a difference in the world. That's an excellent story that each and every one of us really wants to see themselves in as well. I'm not anyone special. I'm not born from like a beautiful lineage of magical knights and incest. A little bit of kissing between Luke and Leia. Hello. But they didn't give us that story. They teased that story, and then they gave us a really generic story of, like, only important people are born important, which is just such a fucking weird, nightmarish cop-out. Feels very shallow. It just is frustrating. And we can't deny that there's not a lot of weird racism in these fandoms. It sucks. It sucks. I bought the Wire box set on DVD, and there's tons of amazing actors of all different skin colors. It's amazing. It's lovely, and it's really frustrating that so many good actors who are people of color are so limited in the roles that they're offered. Zendaya's agent really pushed her and her whole team pushed the reason that she's so popular, the reason that she's in so many things is because they pushed her so hard for auditions that they were told, well, this isn't for a black girl. And they were like, what the fuck does that mean? This is just for a human woman out there in the world. It could be any human fucking woman. They're like, well, no, that's not how we picture them. And the truth is, it's good that it's different than how we picture it. I really, really wish that they had let Finn, that was his name in Star Wars. I wish that they'd let Finn and Rey fall in love. That was what everybody wanted. It's what I wanted. I feel like I hear people talk about it online all the time. It seems like it's what John Boyega wanted. Why wouldn't the writers put them together? I guess that's the question. You look for this answer and you can't find it, and then you can't find it in the story, because in the story it works really well. It actually works wonderfully in the story. And then you look outside the story and you unfortunately have to pose the question, is it because of racism? And then racism does fit in that instance. It really does, unfortunately. Terribly. Rogue One was so good as well. Rogue One was really good. I think the worst of the sequel trilogy is just that it irreparably destroys everything that came before it, and then does the same to itself. Oh my god. I wish anything at all happened instead of nothing. There's so many ways they could have made Finn's character arc so much better. There was a trajectory that we all wanted to see him go on, which doesn't mean that it would have been predictable. It just means that it's what the story was building towards. Morgan Freeman himself said on CNN that the way to defeat racism is to stop talking about it. I don't know about that. I really don't know about that. It kind of just reminds me of Samuel L. Jackson saying, "Too loud! Too ghetto! You're being too critical of the racists. You're playing straight into their hand." Oh. Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? I feel like we should be angry about this every time. I think it's okay to be angry about it every single time. It's infuriating every single time. And I'm not even a black person. I am a white person. But I understand what it feels like to be judged and to be discriminated against. And from my gigantic position of privilege, I can genuinely empathize with people who are not as privileged as I am. I think that's what's most important. That's why talking about it is important. I don't think that anyone is worse off from having this conversation. Don't think there's anything wrong with having this conversation. I do question somebody who's trying to, like, silence these conversations because... Sorry, why? Because that's how we defeat it, is by ignoring it? Okay, it's not the advertisements come to life on The Simpsons fucking Halloween special, my dude. Racism is not advertising. I don't think the blame is on Disney itself. Oh, I love when people want to start defending these gigantic billion-dollar corporations. Does the billion-dollar corporation kiss you on the forehead and tuck you in at bedtime? Because it does. It actually, I'm saying that because we do have a lot of loyalty and love. I used to work for Disney personally. I don't think that absolves them from critique, especially like some really fucking institutionalized racist critique. I think switching directors and not having a set of direction in the story really fucked the sequels over. And do you think that Disney wasn't the one making those choices? Like, do you think that it was like a raccoon in a ditch, just like spinning a wheel, who was calling the shots for this story? Interesting. I think the storyboarding, they had Finn Ray love story, but after so many people got their hands on it, it got really fucked over. Bry the Beast. You're a little spineless, eh? A little spineless? Have people broken up with you because you were spineless? I'm wondering. I really liked Andor. I think I watched one episode of it and enjoyed a little bit of it. There's some good start. I mean, everyone fucking loves Grogu and Pedro Pascal as that bounty hunter, the Mandalorian. It wouldn't be bad if it were predictable. It would be better by virtue of being something tangible. Just because you can predict where the story is going doesn't mean that there aren't surprises along the way. I think that's excellent storytelling. We should all just laugh at racism. Oh, I do love laughing at racism. Martin Luther King talked about how judging people by their character and not the color of their skin was the goal, and not focusing on Morgan Freeman himself on CNN to defeat racism. I really do not think that Martin Luther King meant you to interpret his words as don't talk about racism, don't talk about these problems. I think that is a wild misunderstanding of what he was saying in that moment. Do we ban this person? Do we ban this person? Okay, thank you so much for spending time with me. Thanks for surviving the bot invasion of April 7th. We did it. Thank you. Can I ask what you did for Disney? I was a professional Disney princess. Yeah. Sandog coming in with a joke at the last moment. Running a bird sanctuary. I thought our pigeon expert could run the IT department. But then I realized he's better placed as the COO, the Chief Operating Officer. Ah, cool. That's the sound the pigeons make. That is the sound that pigeons make. Oh, what a great day. Thanks for hanging out with me today. It's been a wonderful and strange day, but I think we all knew it was going to be. We'll be back for more fun and games. Oh, tomorrow. Unless, I did get a notice from my building manager that there's a chance that we will be doing some construction tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see what stream is tomorrow, and if it's here, and if it's there, and wherever it will be. Yeah, we'll figure that out later. Have a good rest of your day, guys. I'll see you later.